Man, it is, hope y'all are doing well. It has been a running around kind of day. How is it going? Also, I really hope that the doubling audio isn't coming into you, because damn is it coming to me. Oh wait, here it is. There it is. That's better. Let me just set up the microphone real quick. Are you ready for more opinions? Because goddamn, I got a story to tell y'all about how this one's been going, about this week. You don't hear the doubling audio? That's good. That means I set it up right. Excellent. Okay. You lost track of time? That's all right, all that. That's no biggie. All right, let's move this on over to here. Oh, Lord. All right. Okay. So, thank y'all for coming by. We are gonna have a shorter one today, or at least shorter than the last one. Cause damn, that, for those that were here for the solo stream, that sure went on for a while, didn't it? Yeah, so for those who don't know, we are gonna be getting started soon, but I actually had to put off doing some stream prep, which means we're gonna do a last little bit tonight to make sure that this sucker is in good shape to be a video. But so much got said. Let me just drag myself a little over. Frey starved? I starved a little bit. I've eaten since. We did eventually finish, well, I say we. I finished the run afterward, just not with the solo, because I recognized, hey, going up against a lot of Rupture on Kanto weight standards is not a good idea. Possible? Maybe. Not at all. Not at all gonna happen live in that state, at all. In any case, let me just get you guys some new music, get you some Coco Melon in the meantime. Anyway, how about we start with a classic? Yeah. Easy enough. There you go. Perfect. Now I just gotta make sure everything's coming through. We've got set up streamerbot, speakerbot. Every time I start a stream, we gotta set up the audio again because it never recognizes, it never remembers what the last audio was. So let me set up good afternoon. Any other idea it works? Oh, you're right. Let me change that right a wall. Let me change that right away. So yeah, guys, can you believe that I got light bulbs and that threw off my entire schedule? So here's what's up. I went to get light bulbs because my office that I stream from, let's see, from every PM game and also Wonder Lab. There we go, that's better. I went to get light bulbs because I just needed some for my office where I stream from. And I did that and thought, okay, nice, it's brighter now. I had to literally replace one light bulb. So I do that, easy enough. I don't know if anyone's noticed it yet. I'm noticing it because I had to spend more time than I'd like during stream prep doing this. It feels like I'm like tilted a little to the right now because now that there's more light in the room, it's just reacting in a different way, like my model. I think it's better overall. It's just gonna take some maneuvering, you know? In any case, let me just fix one thing. But one thing I'm sure a lot of y'all like to hear. Walpurgis tomorrow? I mean, Walpurgis this week, God. Dude, they're going so much harder on the Walpurgis updates. I mean, I get it, it's PM's moneymaker, and you can tell that they really want to make it or making the most of the whole QOH drop. It's barely even Walpurgis at this point. It's like, it's entirely QOH and Dawn themed. I will not be surprised if they really focus on giving Dawn even more attention and give Rhoda a quasi, let's say, third Kanto. 2.5 at this point. Because I'm counting Time Killing Time as being one of hers too, you know? A lot. Let's see. I see some folks are talking about SCP. That's fine, just keep it civil. But here's what I wanted to do. So a lot of my time went into trying to reorient this goddamn model so that it actually looks natural. You can tell when I'm looking to the side and looking at y'all, when I'm gazing upon you. that, you know, I'm just looking down. I'm just squinting at you. Shh. So, oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Oh, okay. Is someone being a downer? That's fine. Cool. In any case, so I have decided that this is gonna be the video I give to one of my editors this month. So we're gonna take a quick minute. I'm gonna load up Limbus Stable, and you guys are gonna get a little bit of Cocoa Melon. And I'm gonna run that, and we're gonna start testing out the TTS real quick, because I couldn't do this beforehand, and make sure the recording I give over to Froggy is gonna work well, alright? So, let's just bring that up real quick. You guys can just enjoy yourself, and then we'll get to the stream proper. Alright, let's see. Just so you know what status Don Quixote is. Dude, that ID has so many moves. Like, I feel like I compare it to this a lot. Actually, you know what? Let me not pull up Limbus Stable. You guys care about how the new Wallop is gonna look. I'll just bring that up now, why don't we? Let's just bring that up, because we're gonna talk about it later. Why not? Aye. So, let me get the browser display. I got a window capture up, right? See, when I don't get time to prep, or at least that doesn't go far, it happens on stream and it does not feel great. But we get there eventually. Let me just... Do I not even have a window capture? Dude, come on. Well, we can fix that easily. But yeah, I'm actually really excited for the new Roja ID. I know Dawn, again, is the face of it. I know Dawn is, like, the big focus here, but, like, I really like the fact that it seems that Roja is getting her little jealousy arc with Dawn based on the text. It's really nice. Browser, view. Okay, I'm gonna have to add the audio to it. I just select window to capture. That should do it. Now we shrink that down. Here you go. You guys are gonna get some Cocoa Melon while I do the rest, aight? Okay. So, let me make sure that that's also playing sound before I set it up. And then... There should be desktop audio. Browser audio, okay. Properties... Oh, God. The last time I put audio on was when I did the fucking Faust clip. Oh, God, I don't even want to remember that. Oh, let's see. Here you go. All right, check out new Wallop while I set everything else up, okay? All right, here you go. I wonder, did Studio EIM make this music too? Like, this is coming through, right? Oh, because no, I didn't enable it. Here you go. Aight. Think Project Move focus away from recipes themselves, make that what you will, yeah. Alright. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Cause yeah, look at this. This thing's got like 8 moves. It's mad. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I really wonder if she is gonna be a syncing ID, because that does make a lot more sense. I feel like syncing would cause problems. Okay, cool. Just had to send a quick message. Thank you for the patient. Subsure? I would kind of like. Also, fuck, they're only gonna do art like that when they really want money, you know what I'm saying? I get that they're leaning into the magical girl bit. But it seems like all of the Don Quixote, like, stories or IDs recently are getting more into the fan service lane. And I get that. Like, I think it's more of a coincidence they're trying to fit into the theme than anything. But this! God, this is graceful! She's just working out all of her stress with a sword right now. It's great. Okay, let me now make sure that TTS is set up. Okay. Once again, y'all, thank you for the patience. I just want to make sure we can get everything we need ready. Properties. Audio might be doubling for a second. That's okay. There you go. And then get this going. Okay. Properties. Get over here. Okay, there we go. God, no, she's just fucking miserable. She's the most miserable I've seen ever since maybe T-Corp. It's fantastic. And this? Like, someone's talking about minor arcanum. If this gives us more info on Pluto and everything else, also second trumpet, we might be getting a second trumpet remix. Because I don't think we've had one, correct me if I'm wrong. But no, it looks so good. Jesus Christ. Alright, so now let's get the TTS message going. Hello, pregnant Adam Sandler again. First one I come up to. Love the animations? Yeah, no, it looks great! If you want a chance of... Is Twitch TTS working? Is that a low chance? I'm just gonna make a pinned comment.
Is Twitch TTS working?
Oh, there we go. Yep, it's working. Oh, Twitch TTS? Let me double check that. I think the server had trouble connecting there. It seems to be having trouble working, actually. Like, making the connection. Twitch TTS should be. Chat client. We might go without Twitch TTS, I'm sorry to say. Just because I don't want to delay this much more for more troubleshooting. I'd like this, I'd like us to get in and out, you know? I hope they're both broken and OP. They're wall IDs. They will be. Undoubtedly. Okay, let me get that going here. No chance of TTS. Arcana beat. Like, the fact that the moves use the word Arcana and that it represents some kind of force or group, it really just puts a new spin on the entire idea and concept. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with that. Okay, there we go. Now I just got... Oh my god, Gestalt! We're raw inputting. We're raw inputting immediately. Thank you, Gestalt. That's very kind of you. Also, mods, check mod chat in a sec when you get when you can. Just something important.
Done with the big laser beam.
Oh yeah, congratulations! Thank you once again. That's very sweet of you. Okay. So I am going to stop recording. Not stop sharing, but I'm gonna start recording again. Okay, we should have a lot of audio going off. Streambot sound, speakerbot. Let me make sure. Tone Rep got one? Fuck yeah! Congrats, Tone Rep! Also, how you been? Alright, I think we've got browser audio, Limbus audio. All this audio's good. Okay, that should be good. I'm gonna stop recording. Then I'm gonna quickly pull up Premiere. Like, they're making this an entire Sailor Moon aesthetic. I love that. Okay, nearly there. I just need to make sure that the recording's in a state for the editor to use, and we're ready. Also, someone pointed out in the comments, this kind of credits placement over the eyes, that's so fitting for the genre, dude. I know some people are gonna complain about this, like being, oh, it's Don fan service. Oh, there's like just more of this on Don Quixote, and I agree. We've had a lot of Don Quixote support in general these days, but like PM's doing it with love. I genuinely think it's being done with love here. Please support the official release. Okay. Let's see. Input present. Oh, right. I actually do need to play some music to make sure that's coming through as well. Is it still recording? No, it's not. It's just streaming. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. We should have some audio going through the stream deck. That should be good. Yep. Okay. I think that's good. Stop it here. Now I've got Premiere up. Here. I'm gonna play this a little... one more time. It shouldn't take as long as... It should take like 2 minutes to work this out. But we're like just about there. Let me open up the OBS recordings. Also about the tier list. So I did my best to get all of the abnormalities possible. We might have missed 1 or 2. And the reason I say that is solely because... Testing? Thank you, Cool Dog. The reason I say that is solely because I wanted to include the Wonder Lab abnormalities. I wanted to include the non-included abnormalities from LobCorp. I wanted to include like any of the little obscure abnormalities. But the further I went into that, the more I found out, oh, there's some of the art book that might get in there. Are you sure that's how it is? Because it might be referring to Dawn. I don't know, I'm very curious. Oh wait, because no, you can get ego gear without getting the ego gift. You're actually spitting there. You're actually spitting. I don't know why that didn't cross my mind. Okay. So next, I'm actually going to turn off the music there because that's a little too much. Okay, let's throw this into Premiere now. Make sure the audio levels are here. Again, it is not a VTuber stream. Wait, is someone still raw inputting? Okay, I think we've got it. We've got Frey talk. You're gonna hear some doubled up stuff. Okay, play. Okay, that's me talking. You're gonna hear something else now. Okay, cool. And we should be able to get the Stream Deck audio going? It doesn't look like that took. Let me just do that. Wait, do distortions count? It really does, doesn't it? By the way, no, distortions don't count. Neither do Pacatula. I have decided to not use those. Specifically just because they're in a gray area. Arcana scum. Dude, just remove them from the earth. They're like the goddamn witches. Okay, let's get the Stream Deck its own spot. Should be on number 6. Okay. Is it on number 6? Is it all the way down? It is actually. Hold up.
Magical Dawn all the way.
Thank you for screeching in the ear. I appreciate that. That's not in your control. Okay, we're good. We're so good. We're so good. Oh my god, we're so good. All right. Let's get rid of that. Cool. Thank you for sticking with me. Now, let's pull up the tier list. And I'll explain everything that we're doing. Here we go. Change properties here. That will be the tier list. Cool. And display. Aight. So, for this one, as you can see... Oh, let me start recording. Alright. And... Oh, apologies. One final thing I need to add. That is the timer. Let me pull up Live Split. But as you can see, this is the list of abnormalities that we have to go over tonight. You will see a variety of them. Some of them are from Lobotomy Corporation. Some of them are ones that didn't make it to Lobotomy Corporation, like the Hammer of Light, or this wonderful clown, or the Lobotomy Corporation art book, which is meant to also be an abnormality. Some are from Wonder Lab, which my personal favorite from Wonder Lab is the Blue Smocked Shepherd. And others, of course, are LOR only, kind of Wonder Lab technically, I guess LOR only here and here. Silent Girl is a tricky one, because it's technically an LOR, but also unreleased. And then a shit ton from Limbus. Well, yeah, you're gonna smash the false apple easily. Tone Rep. All right, Tone Rep, you know what you're getting into. I trust you, you're an adult. Live Split for chat disagreement? I don't think you know what Live Split is, I'm sorry. Live Split's like a timer. I don't think we can do that. We could do a poll. I guess if we really wanted to. Y'all, how cooked am I? Froggy, you're less cooked than the last stream. Froggy, I specifically spent the last 20 minutes making sure the audio was split for you, just so you know. That's as promised, by the way. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be easier. You good. Blue Smocked and Buddy are the only good aberrations. I think they're the best ones. Also say hi to Editor Froggy. Oh my god, my hero, LMAO. I know, dude, I wanted to do that for the first one. I just fucked up. Okay, let me get Live Split for y'all. Live Split. Also, yeah, sorry to say that the frog is dead. Chat decided to kill Glupo. Really unfortunate day for reptile lovers. Or amphibian lovers, rather. Can I just please load Live Split? Stop showing new shit. Ugh. Your bald has to be A tier or above, trust me. Your bald is an interesting one. There are a lot of abnos I want to see get recognition here. Okay, Live Split's coming up. We getting there, chat. We getting there. Here it is. Okay. Wait, where are you? Okay, you little son of a bitch. Okay, we'll put this down a little lower. This down a little lower. Live Split goes here. This can extend a little. Here's what we'll do. We'll crop this a bit. See, now you're getting to see like all the stuff that usually doesn't happen on stream. It's fine in the end, but like, ooh. Okay, there we go. Actually looks a little worse to me. Let me just do this.
Wildcard speculation. Dawn is gonna be Tremorburn to fill out that team's roster.
Wait, do you think that Dawn is gonna be a thumb support? Because that's what it sounds like. That would be whack as all hell. Actually, let me do this here. Because I want to focus on the actual goddamn page. Yeah. It's gonna be a little off kilter, but it'll be easier to zoom in on this way. There you go, there you go. No, Glupo, yeah. First it was Ezgu, then we lost Glupo. And now we just lost Sinclair. It's very unfortunate that. Okay, I guess this is as good as it'll get. That's fine, that's fine. You're a rare Rudalta and Sandolph enjoyer. There is one reason I'm going to give Rudalta some credit. But yeah, I really wanted to... Now, I'll save this for when we start. We're about ready, we're about ready. Okay, let me just check on chat. Once again, Gestalt, thank you for the subs. Let me just make sure that this is going well. That this works. F1. Oh, I gotta click it here. Where is it? Okay, here it is. F1 or 1. Okay, 1, 1, 1. Okay, that's when it works. Okay. Before we start the timer, we're now ready to start the tier list.
Tutorial rabbit count?
Yes, I believe I added that. It should be in here. If not, then I'll give it an honorary mention. Or it'll be the cactus. Or we can just say it's the cactus. Because I know that was downloaded, and I don't want to go back and edit the tier list now. It doesn't matter. Here, we're going to go in, and we're going to make our own tiers. So last time, I think the best tier that a person could feasibly get is They Are Project Moon. Like, that is perfect for the brand. That was the S tier last time. That was the key way to know this is a primo abnormality. Next, let me also just double check how often does TTS proc? How often does TTS proc? Probably more often now, because every time I mention TTS, I get a slew of TTS. There's actually a lot of TTS procs right now. It's at 25%. That's high. That's pretty high. Let's see. So we've got They Are Project Moon. Let me just... yeah, there you go. There you go. Right on schedule. Also, sorry to Twitch viewers. I don't know why your TTS isn't working. I wish it was, but we don't have the means to troubleshoot it. I just had to get in here late.
If Dawn doesn't have syncing, I will be so frustrated. Her dying
What I
at
don't
the end
like,
of her
though, is-
power-up skill 3 is bad enough as is.
Yeah.
She somehow doesn't have syncing yet.
I think there's a good chance it's gonna have custom syncing. Like, Hysteria mode is gonna do it. I'm sorry. I think you were added too soon. The latest abnormalities we got were Burning Duchess and Young Ling. We only have 5k Lucy for Donwall Purgus. Yeah. Twitch GTS testing, thank you.
A mountain of smiling bodies.
You know what? I respect that. Okay, we got They Are Project Moon. Then we've got a tier I think is A. Arcangela. I genuinely think Arcangela inspired an entire wave of Project Moon fans, and without her, the community would not be as large as it is now, because that had knock-on effects to help people get more into PM, and those people got into Limbus, and those people inspired more people to get into Limbus. There is no way Arcangela didn't inspire that, so she's getting her own tier. The ones that either she inspired or like are very famous in part because of that. Thanks, Angela. Yes. B tier is like something to like here.
Feel my skin.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there. I mean, I could steal your skin if you want. Skin is always eternally melting, so I could always use more, just like one of the elders.
I'm calling it. Dawn is gonna be
There's like
too.
something to like, I guess. Not even I guess, it's like, I think the worst thing an abnormality can be is boring, more than annoying. So it's like, literally one thing to like.
Go to Abno. I totally played LobCorp.
Helltrain should be Project Moon, such go down to totally played LobCorp. We'll get to that. I have my own thoughts on the train. Just give me the ego gift, bro. Because these are for the abnormalities that you only care about for the ego gift or for the ego or just one aspect. And then there's like one other. Let me add one more.
D tier is the Duplo of abnormalities.
Yeah, it is really Duplo blocks. Like, this is S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and like, I wish boring, or I wish it didn't exist. Actually, boring AF, or no. Why does this exist? Why does this exist? Actually, easier.
I want it to be trained to hell.
Why? That would be really funny. I would be okay with Dante getting an ego like that. All right, there we go. TTS. All right, I see a lot of you guys trying for TTS. I'm about to turn it down.
In my opinion.
Black Forest birds are all S tier? Yeah, I can see how you get there. Okay, give me one last delay.
Ooh, prepare.
Because I'm gonna give you a little Frey SMR before we start the actual recording. Can you send the link to the site you're doing the tier list on? Yes, I can do that. I made this
Is
tier
Don't
list.
Touch Me gonna crash
I
the
literally
stream?
made it here. Here you go. I bought some chicken wraps. I'm just gonna let you hear the first crunch of it so that I can just get it in my system. Because damn it, I need to eat. And then we're gonna start.
Here.
So here we go. Or actually, don't start with that. That's how the video started last time. Here you go. You ready?
PM, give my homie paper chairman some respect. Everyone will like it.
No, I'm keeping this in. God damn it, Froggy.
Turn down the music a little so we can hear TTS better.
I can do that. Let me just check it. Yeah, it's a little loud. You're right.
Making La Mancha land in Roblox without Robux.
Bro, so I feel like I missed the boat on Roblox. I don't know. I feel like I just spent all my years when I had that time on Minecraft, and like Roblox just completely passed me by. It's sad. Also, Froggy, I'm modding you. You don't have to do shit, but I want your messages to stand out. You good with that? Here you go. You have no obligation to be here. Alright.
Can we have a little horse loo, pretty please?
You want
In the
horse
corner,
loo?
at least?
You want Horseloo in the fine, you can have Horseloo in the corner. But I am turning down TTS before that so that we can start. I'm turning TTS down to 15%. Actually, no, 10%. You guys are gonna have a lot of thoughts you want spread out, and I gotta censor you a little bit if we were gonna get anything done. It's a little strategic fascism, don't worry about it. All right, I'll get Horseloo. All right, here you go. Item settings. You can have Hanslu. Okay. Okay, there he is. Very happy boy. Always copies my mouth. You'll love to see it. You want him on the shoulder? Hanslu can go on the shoulder. Yeah, there we go. Now it's all together. There you go. Yeah, you've got your horse. Okay. All right. And with that, I'm gonna take a big swig of water. So just like last time, for anyone wondering why I've got a timer, I do not want to give my editor more than 3 hours of footage if I can help it. Oh, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Hey, Frey, what out of food would you choose to eat at Ham Ham Pong Pong? In fact, what would you choose to eat at Ham Ham Pong Pong? I actually don't know. Whatever the Lovetown theme version was, because that was dope. All right, let us... No. A little higher energy here. So here's what we're doing. The reason I have a timer is because I don't want to give my editor too much footage. So, because of that, I've decided that we're gonna go through all about 220 abnormalities in about 3 hours. That's a little less than 1 per minute. So as long as we get, like, there's 15 rows here. As long as we get through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by the first hour. As long as we get to, like, basically the end of the Lobotomy Corp, that should do it. Oh, Stream Deck is actually... This song is really loud. Oh, hey! Thanks, Skelly! I want the funeral of dead butterflies to solemn lament me. Thank you! That is, I feel like that's, gonna be a reason I rank it higher, unironically. Let me turn this music down a little bit, because I think it is louder than some of the others. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Okay, and with that So as long as you get past like Yin and Yang or the LobCorp ones in the first hour, we can spend some time going through the LOR ones. And also, and also just the unwritten runs, or unreleased ones. And I can just take more time for that. And then we get into the Limbus ones in the last hour, okay? That's how we do it. All right. Frey can see a little status application when you watch the trailer. She does a green 1 base and green plus blue hysteric. She may be a rupture and sinking ID. I did see some people saying that. I literally just saw this when I was making the tier list, so I did not study it whatsoever. It's just been an all gas, no brakes kind of day. Speaking of which... let's get this sucker started. 1, 2, 1. Begin. All right. So, starting off here, we've got their Project Moon. Top rank, that's just perfect. We know that's a part of the entire franchise. Arcangela rank means that they have been steeped into the community, or at least were inspired by Arcangela, the creator that's made an entire wave of new Project Moon fans. That is why she is an A rank. Something to like here is just exactly what it sounds like. This is B rank. There's something to like here. A few things, but it's not excellent. Literally one thing to like is, like, there's something that sets this apart. It makes it unique. And it means that it just doesn't have a lot going on. That's our C rank. Just give me the ego gift, bro. Guys, there's going to be several Limbus IDs, or Limbus abnormalities that fall into this. You know one when you see this. And that's our D rank. Y means I don't even know what we're supposed to do with it or what the purpose is. But that's it. All right, let's go. All right, 1.76 megahertz. There's a lot to like about this one. I think we put that in something to like here. It's a very early on abnormality to get. It has a really funny way of escaping where it just infects other departments and containment holdings. There's nothing really much to like about the ego gear because I don't really think it doesn't even have a weapon. I think it just has a equipment. It just has armor and a suit. But I will give it respect in that it does reference the smoke war, and the static sound effect that it has been in my editing playlist and hot list for a good while. If I need a glitch effect, that static is going on top of it. So thank you for including the gunshots. Alryun. I think this one also goes in something to like, but a little more. There's like, Alryun can be kind of a terror when it escapes, but not really. I don't even remember what happens when it escapes, but it just stands there for a bit and teleports around. It can be annoying, but I don't think it's as annoying as like one of the more notorious abnos on this list in Lobotomy Corp. However, this thing was a lot of fun in Library of Ruina, and especially for me with Netzach floors, because that thing just loves to eat up stagger like the rest of it. And I don't know, I think it deserves at least some respect for that. Alien is very pretty at the very least. It is a very pretty one. I don't get a lot from the story, but I respect it. Reddit goes in Arcangela. All-around helper is iconic, and that's mainly for the design and its LobCorp attacks. You can say that it helps in LOR with Yesad's floor, and it does, and Yesad's floor is like really busted. But this thing just aura farms off its design, period. I love seeing the little stupid idiot go around and just look so friendly and just wants to help. But it turns into Sonic the Hedgehog with knives once it gets out. And it's just still smiling. It's adorable. And of course, you know, the fact that it just looks like Reddit. And I'm putting in Arcangela tier because we know why it's there. And then there's Apocalypse Bird. This should not surprise anyone. And we should know that Apocalypse Bird is going to be in Limbus Company at some point soon. This thing is gonna be in Limbus. Undoubtedly. Like, this is such an iconic one. It's it's an end game boss for Bina's floor in LOR. It is a secret boss that you only get by combining abnormalities. And it's one of the two, like, group bosses. We love the burn. This thing is also ugly as fuck and sin. And I love it because of that. I even made an abnormatory because of it. Because those lips, those eyes, it barely looks like a bird. It's like a wingless turkey that just shuts your lights off, makes you lose control of your employees. You can't even kill it. You have to kill its eggs. I love how unique it is, and I really hope that they make more team abnormalities going forward. It's so fun. All right, next, we've got... Actually... Army in Black is the one abnormality on this list I have never encountered ever. I 100%'d it, just based on the game's measurement, Lobotomy Corporation. I 100%'d that game. But here's the thing. You don't have to get donor abnormalities to 100% the game. And this is literally the one abnormality that I never ever encountered in that game. I never touched it. I did read into it. I know, like, it starts off as a friend and it's Zayin, and it gets really cool. I think there's a lot to like here. And then, you know, it eventually escapes and like 4 army and black bozos just go out and you have to fight them. I think the story is cute. I think it's really cute. I think the way that you have to suppress them is interesting. But unfortunately, I can't really put it higher than I can't put it higher than Alryun. I'm sorry. I might change my mind later if Alryun just doesn't end up being the gatekeeper. But I don't know. I like this in concept. I just never experienced it. I know. It's only Zayin. I see you saying that. It's Zayin. Yeah, I know it becomes Aleph. I get that. That I think is really funny. Actually, no, you're right. That is actually really interesting that it's one of the 2 Zayin to Aleph abnormalities. I'll put it up because of that. Then we've got Backward Clock. Archangela tier. Actually higher up. This thing saves your ass! Like, there is no question. If you want to do well and get through a LobCorp run quickly, Backward Clock is how you cheese some of the better suppressions here. Like, I think it gets off on being more useful than interesting, but the fact you have to remove or kill off a tier 5 employee, the little T-Corp references that it has too, because I believe in the story, there is a reference to T-Corp too. It's a run saver, it's canon, it's one of the ways that you can just cheese some of the later fights. I think it's really cool how you just have to prime it up. It's an easy get, and it was used for great storytelling. Keep calm and go bald. I think this is a fair spot. Bald is awesome, is fun, but it only gets off on being, like, fun. It gets off on being a meme. There isn't a lot to talk about other than the ego gear just being really cool. It just makes you look like an action hero, but also a boomer. Meow in chat. Why are you meowing? You don't need to meow. Best out. No. You guys, you gotta keep our standards out here. You gotta keep your standards out here. Bald is fine. Bald is awesome, but the Abno itself is just fine. I do think it's funny that you have to use a bald employee to get through it. Okay, I gotta speed this up a little bit. Beauty and the Beast. Okay, I think this might end up getting split as we go on. Beauty and the Beast is fine. I think it's fine. Like, I think, you know what? I'm gonna put this here. A lot to like here, and then add one below it. Add a row below. Yeah, it's fine. Beauty and the Beast goes in, yeah, it's fine. Like, and you know what? I'll even put this here. Nah, we can put it here. Beauty and the Beast is okay. It's a very early level Abno. It's mid. It's pretty mid. I think it belongs in mid. It's an early Abno. It's just don't use repression on it, or your employee dies and becomes it. It almost made it to Library of Ruina.
It's fascinating how the curse itself is the real Abno, technically.
It really. No. I think that's true. It actually almost made it, I believe, to LOR in an unreleased abnormality on Malkuth's floor that gave you a benefit if someone died. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool, but we never got it. And I think I can't really rank it higher than this. What is this, behavior adjustment? It's fine. You know what? Literally one thing to like. It's useful. This fucking Millennium Eye?
And it was funny tier is necessary.
And it was funny tier? I can see that. I don't think we got that yet, though. I think a lot of these ride off of being funny and something else. It'd just be bald is awesome. Behavior adjustment? It's nice. It's useful. I don't get a lot of use out of it. Actually, you know what? I'm putting it in Y. I don't really hate it, but I don't find it very interesting. The design is that it's a Millennium item. It improves justice. It's said to, like, remove a lot of impure thoughts from people, and then if they use it too much, they die. I think it's not terribly interesting. I just don't think it's interesting. I think it has a use, but I wish they did it more with it. Like, at least with the ego gifts, I can say that I can rank that higher in Limbus Company. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. You like the death insanity from it? But being still is kind of the point of two Abnos. I'll give it literally one thing for the animation. I'll give it that. We can do that. All right, next. Big and Will Be Bad Wolf. Does it deserve it here? Or is it just a lot to like? I'm gonna put this in Arcangela tier. This is a member of the crew. This is a member of the crew. I'll put it above, actually it goes above these two. It goes above these two. Yep. So, Big and Will Be Bad Wolf, like, it's one of those duo abnormalities. The design is adorable. It's one of those that's in both LobCorp and LOR. I think it's a nice friend. I think the fact that you get more with it when you have red is fun. Other than that, it's not too interesting on its own in LobCorp. Like, it needs an employee, and you can get it to spit it out, and you have to engage with that mechanic in LOR. But, yeah. What you said is going to apply to a lot of the rest of the Tool Abnos? You're right. You're right. We'll just keep this here for now. I don't think there's much more to say about it. It's fine. It's got a fun design, and it's got a fun fighting mechanic in LobCorp, so it's fine. Furry bait is true, but also bird bait. Like, I'm putting this in Arcangela tier, more so because it's a part of the Apocalypse Bird. All of the birds get a lot of tenure because they're part of Apocalypse Bird. This one's a lot of fun. It's a corpse lover. It's a corpse lover. It is a corpse lover. It's a clerk lover. Like, you're gonna just have people dying in your facility no matter what. And I actually like clerk lovers in that because it makes you really think about how you're going to treat your employees. It gets out quickly. I think it's simple enough to repress. The little light and hypnotism mechanic is fun. Overall, I think it's the least interesting of all the birds, but it still earns its spot. Bloodbath is Project Moon purely because it's based on Carmen. We all know that Bloodbath is related to Carmen in a big way. And I think, even though it's very simple in an early stage Abno, I think it really rides just on being imperative to the lore. I think it's like, it's not that this has done something spectacular to earn it. I think I literally cannot go any lower than this at all. Bloodbath is very simple. You don't need to do much with it. The hand mechanic doesn't get you too far. It's very easy or early Keter Abno page to get and manage. But man, I can't deny that it's imperative to Carmen's lore. Blue Star? No, Blue Star goes in Arcangela tier. Blue Star has a bitch-ass fight in LOR, which I respect because of how much stagger damage you have to focus on. And that fight is borderline impossible in the less easy LOR mod when you can't even use good key pages on it. You use a Star of the City page in the less easy LOR Blue Star fight, and they're just gone. They're killed instantly. And I think that's really funny. But for the Abno itself, like, again, Arcangela tier, making mac and cheese, one of the easier ALFs to manage. You want this in your facility, actually, if you're just trying to get a simple ALF that you never want to break out. It's fine until you're going for, you know, Gabura's fight. So I think that makes it very interesting. Plus the visuals and ways it changes the audio on the game. Blessed be. It's what helps it stick out. Burrowing Heaven. Oh my god. This one's gotten a few different... Burrowing Heaven's gotten a few, at least one aberration, maybe exactly one. I think because of the fact you have to look at it, I'm gonna put it above Blue Star. I love this thing so much. I love the Burrowing Heaven mixed with Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude was one of my most hated abnormalities until I learned how it works, and that made me love LobCorp so much. The fact that you have to look at this thing when you're suppressing it, and the instant you look away, people die, is so fucked up and evil. And that's really nice. It was also, honestly, fun to fight in Hawkmas 4 and really good for translating it. I hope we get to see more of it. I want to see it come in a Wallop. I really want to see it come in a Wallop. I really want to see more of its aberration. We don't have a lot. I love this thing so much. But I just don't think it has what it takes to be the They Are Project Moon level tier. I just think it's a funny gimmick. Censored... Ah, man. Censored above Alriune. Didn't make the cut for LOR, wasn't gonna make the cut for LOR. Honestly, not brand friendly as an Abno at this point, because I'm pretty sure whatever happens to the employee that goes into the censored zone and just gets censored on censored on censored, I don't think you can monetize that on YouTube, that's all I'm saying. They're prunes level 4, hells yeah. Under helper, you're wrong. No, I'm right. Censored is interesting because it makes you think in lore about what they had to do for the manager. It is the one abnormality, thank you Gestalt by the way, that they do be prudence for. Censored is the one abnormality that the manager cannot be allowed to see under any circumstances, even with a cognition filter. I don't know what the hell it does, But as an Aleph, that is terrifying. It is the most evil and fucked up horse imaginable, and we really need to add it to Limbus Stable. Get on that, guys. We don't have a cognition filter anymore. I do think that's why it hasn't returned. That is a good point, actually. But still, that means we should see censored. And I think that's just fucked up and evil. A lot to like here. I think this is a good spot for it. A little above bald is awesome. Child of the Galaxy is like a poison pill. You get it, you get the coin, it's a whiny little bitch baby by design. You get the coin, it heals your unit, but then it feels like it owns you. It possesses you, not in the spiritual sense, but it's just an unhealthy codependent relationship. You have set up that little screwball to just interact with only this guy for a while, and I know you can, it's not a death sentence if your employee that interacts with it and has the little stone goes somewhere else. But it becomes a little fact in your brain you have to continuously manage, and it gets annoying for me because of that. I respect that it exists. I think it should exist. But I don't think it's very interesting because there are several abnormalities that are there for it. It's good for training, yeah, but I think it's kind of boring, and I don't think I can rank it much higher because of that. But I will say, better than Albriune because of LOR. This little guy in LOR has an interesting fight where you have to fight its blob minions and just kill them both at the same time. And the healing it does for Netzok just makes you so much more annoying. I think that does a little bit more to make Netzok more interesting than Albriune. I know Spring's Genesis is there. I know you can do a really cool gimmick with that. I don't really care. It's fine. Wait, Frey, Bird is better at training. Never mind. Yeah, it's fine. Clouded Monk is fine. I barely remember Clouded Monk. It's a donor abnormality. You can technically call it a corpse lover, I think. I forget. I could be wrong. I keep saying corpse lover. Is it a clerk lover? Does it get out when clerks are dead? I think it's interesting that it becomes a furry, but like, I feel like it's mid. I feel like there are a lot of other abnormalities that do what it does, but better. What does Clouded Monk do? It turns into a really weird skin. It's like a skinned dog, I think. It turns into like a skinned dog. Like, hold on, let me just find it. Clouded Monk. LobCorp. Clouded Monk. So like, we'll go the fandom wiki because it's quick and easy. Breaching. Okay, maybe not a furry, but what the fuck is this thing? That's a Neanderthal, dude. That's at least a Neanderthal, Jesus Christ. I don't want to deal with that. I don't find it too interesting. Also, it's a Bob. I could be wrong. I just don't remember this guy a lot. He didn't feel very memorable. That's all I'm saying. All right, moving on. This one. Okay, this is my favorite Teth in the game. Crumbling Armor, my favorite Teth whatsoever. Teths inside of Lobotomy Corporation are not very interesting. They're not interesting at all. And I think in comparison, Crumbling Armor has a hate weapon that does justice damage on a Teth, which is pretty good early on. You've got to use him in a smart way with the ego gift, where you will just get an aura around the agent that never leaves. As long as you don't use temperance work, you'll be able to turn that thing into a force of nature, and you just gotta keep managing it. And I think there's a lot to like. It's one of those that is easy to ignore. You can easily ignore it, but when you use it, it sticks in your head in the best way. I think this is one of the most fun ones to manage. How the fuck did it not show up for either of the Blade Lineage events? I don't know, man. I don't know. Hi, Archangela. What is this based on? Project Moon. Now, I don't think anyone's gonna argue with me about this ranking. Guys? It's Der Freischütz. Der Freischütz. Hold on. Der Freischütz has had such a glow up since LobCorp. It has now been in every single game, literally an aura farmer, especially in Limbus Company. We have our own ego gifts based on it. We have like 2 Walpurgis Knights that are now dedicated to it in some way. And this thing, I have seen a lot of fan art. I've seen Beanie draw several pieces of fan art with it. To the extent that, you know what? This thing goes above Apocalypse Bird. I know Apocalypse Bird is very likely going to come in a Walp, but it's not going to get 2 Walps. It's not going to become one of the more known humanoid abnormalities.
It should be higher.
No, you're right. Der Fry is higher. That is the only possible question, and I agree with that. I will go that far, because remember, yes, this is a great boss fight. Yes, it is iconic. No one knows about it in Limbus. Limbus fans, Limbus only fans don't know about this sucker. This thing has united all fans of the 3 games in some way because this guy's so interesting. It is one of the coolest ego on Otis that you can use in order to make it work. It made the different bullets have different moves. It rewards you for thinking in Limbus, which it's just the like, thinking in Limbus happens so less often than thinking in LobCorp or LOR. It happens now, it's better, but this just makes you feel so cool when you're able to get the ego down right. I love it so much. I love it.
I would say to that shotter to keep himself safe, but he already does the top.
That is very true. Don't put it that way. All right, next we got Dimensional Refraction variant. I think it's fine. I think the fact that it has 2 aberrations makes it kind of interesting, but I don't think there's a lot we really need to get into with it. It's neat. It's neat that the challenge is even spotting it in LobCorp and that it like asphyxiates anyone that walks into it. I think that's cool. I think it's an interesting VOV, but I don't think it has too much that's interesting to like. I think it's interesting. I think it's more than one thing to like, but I don't think there's a lot to like about it. Yeah, Don't Touch Me belongs here. Don't Touch Me is just a meme. Here's the thing about Don't Touch Me. You get it because you want to see the funny. Or there are 3 reasons you get Don't Touch Me. You want a free containment unit, you don't know what it does, or you want to show the funny meme on stream. It is literally Bald is Awesome, but done better. You have no benefit in gameplay by getting this unless you just don't want an abnormality. And when you click on it, everything goes to hell. It is a day ender. The memes are great. Don't get me wrong, the memes are great. But this thing is entirely held up by memes. That's why it's in Arcangela tier. Now, don't get me wrong, hella creative. I love the fact that it just breaks your computer and crashes the game and makes a Korean man scream at you in the process. But you're not gonna do it more than once or twice. You're just not. So there isn't staying power. It's like just fucking going to a really expensive restaurant once. That memory's gonna stay with you for sure, but it's a flash in the pan. You're never gonna pick this outside of a joke. Dream of Black Swan, there is a lot to like here. I would say this goes above, censored, below blue. No wait, this definitely goes, I thought that was Blue Star for a second. This goes above Army and Black. There is a lot to like here. Dream of Black Swan is one of those that I think is like Magic Bullet in that it's interesting when you fight it in LOR. And that you have to consistently remember, like, there are 5 different things or 6 different things that you have to consider. There are 6 different things that could cause it to let its clip-off meter go down. I wouldn't put it above Censored. I think it's better designed than Censored. I really do. I think Censored thrives a bit off of meme status. I think this is good old fundamentals, but it's still interesting enough to work it in. Censored also didn't make it to LOR, but you can either...
The sister is so pleasing.
It really is nice. I actually think the sister's bird design is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun just thinking, okay, I've let a couple of things go wrong. We've seen the boys melt a little bit inside the containment unit. I legit thought it was just some weird family that was staying in there. The stare they have is unnerving. And when it releases, the fight is not that interesting when it breaches, but I think the fight is really interesting within LOR. The gifts are also a lot of fun, because you end up, first off, the fight, you start fighting this one first on Hod's realization. Second off, I just like the ego gift, or the ego move, rather, the ego page. And I like knowing that I can just put goop on my enemies if I want. It's nice. It's a lot of fun. Dreaming Current is the only abnormality that I have publicly spoken about at a wedding in a speech. I feel like this one might get a wallop, and I really wish that they had pulled the trigger and put it into LOR, but they didn't. You what? Yeah, I talked about the Dreaming Current story. I talked about the Dreaming Current story at a wedding because I thought the design was iconic. I love that fucker. I love that sucker. He's just a kid that ended up, you know, at Cogito breaching. Yeah. I made a speech about it. It was like a little kid that changed so much, but he still likes grape-flavored candy. And I said, you know what, guys? You're getting married. You're gonna have a lot to go through. Let me tell you the story of the Dreaming Current. You guys have changed so much, but even though beauty is in the mind's eye, you're gonna have so much that's different, but at core, you're gonna be the same, just like that kid that now swims at light speed, loves grape candy, and has a bunch of tubes sticking out of his head. Have a wonderful honeymoon. By the way, after that, I told to my friend what the Dreaming Current was. I told to one of my friends what the Dreaming Current was because nobody knew. They just knew the name. I Googled it and shared an image, and she said, "Why the fuck did you do that?" And I told her, "Tell someone else that's what I did. No one will believe you." And walked away. Speaking of walking away and ignoring things, Express Train to Hell. I think there's a lot to like here. Hear me out, chat. I think it goes right below Dream of Black Swan. It is one of the most annoying abnormalities in that game. It's so frustrating. The benefits aren't usually. They can be worth it. They are not usually worth it. This thing changes the game so much from the instant you take it. You now have to constantly manage a doomsday clock that is going to cause, not all the time, but at least one of your agents to die several times. How's it not Arcangela? Oh my god, you're so right. No, that is Arcangela Terra. You're so right. Is it carried on memes? Yes. But it has more use than Don't Touch Me. It's more entertaining and changes the game in LobCorp than either of these three, even if it doesn't have an LOR movement. It's a doomsday clock, 100%. I just love that when I get it, because I don't know what it does. When I get it, I don't know what it does. It's a first timer. But when I keep it, I know that I'm always gonna have to keep watching that clock. It's a little tick, tick, tick in the back of my mind, and that means I have to juggle so much more. It's like a little hard mode, but I get some heals when I do it. You don't pick this because it's good. You pick this because you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, and you run with it for the rest of the game, and that is your story to tell. That's it. Fairy Festival? Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I think this might be the fine gatekeeper. I think this is the fine gatekeeper. It is okay. It's had several aberrations now in Limbus Company, and one in Wonder Lab, so it's inspired that. It's a Zayn, it's just not terribly interesting, because it's like, okay, you use an employee on it, they get heals, that's nice. It's like a good introduction, it's a good tutorial. But if they work with someone else, they die. That's less friendly than the Child of the Galaxy. It makes me not want to work with it ever in later phases of the game. And like, I get the story is the fairies are actually, you know, making you healthy so they can eat you later. I think it's very basic. It's great when you get it early on and you start to unfold the world of PM, but it's very basic once you get to later ones, and I think it's meh. In every game, it's just boring. You take that back about the Fairy Gentleman. Fairy Gentleman's gonna be peak. That being said, oh god, the Firebird.
Fairies are hot.
I mean, yeah, I'd say that's more true of the aberrations, though. You know what I'm saying? I think the Firebird has a lot to like. I think it goes just under bald is awesome. I think it's fine. Only 5 seconds for them to kill you? Yeah, true. I think the Firebird is a lot of fun in that you have a challenge boss that you can just choose to get for some good ego. The ego's not that memorable. Because I don't remember it. That's the only reason. But the other part of it is that you have to really go in for it, and you're gonna risk it. It's based on Fairy Tale, yes. I want to say this is also connected to the Black Forest because it's based on a hunter, but it feels like that story just doesn't go anywhere. I think it's a fun little optional boss pocket of the game that could have been as impactful as Apocalypse Bird. It doesn't have to be, but I just don't think it's as interesting as some others on this list. The feather you get by suppressing it as a reward, I think the feather is nice. I just don't find it terribly interesting beyond that. You know, it's an okay Abno, you get a good result and the clip-off meter goes down. It has a lot to fit into it. You know what? I'll put it below Alriune. I'll give it that much, that's fine. This goes in... God. Literally one thing to like. Okay, hear me out on this one. Flesh Idol is not Don't Touch Me. Flesh Idol can work. Flesh Idol can work. I like that you have to time it. I like that you have to time it well. I like that you can get benefits from timing it. I like the little animation that appears on the employee when you put them in there. I guess I do have a lot of things I like. Okay, you know, I'm convincing myself. There is a lot to like here. Bottom of Angela tier. Fuck it. You know what? No, I can't give it that much. I'm sorry, I can't give it that much. I think it goes bottom of a lot to like here, because I technically like a lot of it. I just feel like maybe I just never got around to it. I never used it that much. I never found it very useful, and I feel like an Abno has to give you a reason to use it more than a few memes, and I can see the value, I just never really experienced it, right? And then it becomes a meme after that because it opens up and releases all the abnormalities. Know what I'm saying? It's fine. Thank you, Angela. Arcangela agrees this is not Angela tier. It's cool concept, poor execution. Thank you. Yeah. Forsaken Murderer. I think it's fine. Look, I know it's got a lot of representation. I know that it has Ego in Limbus, it's got an Aberration in Limbus, it's in LOR, and it's in LobCorp. I think it's a fine idea. It's a fine idea. It's the brand. It's not even a meme. It's the brand. It is the brand. Regret Faust is a must. Mention Regret Faust, yeah. It does have an Aberration, Forsaken Employee. I just feel like the Abno itself weighs it down. It's simple. It is an easy one to kill. I just don't think the branding on it is something I connect to the abnormality itself. Because when you think of Forsaken Murderer, you don't think of the Abno. You think of how cool everything around it is. Everything that's around it is much cooler than the Abno itself. But in comparison, think of Durfry. Durfry is so cool on its own in LobCorp. It's so cool in its fight. And it's so cool in its aberrations and its ego and its IDs. There's a lot to like about what's around it and itself. It's just what's around it. The Forsaken Murderer is just not too interesting. It's fine. The Abno sucks, but everything around it's amazing. Exactly. That's exactly it. And I'm not going to give it that. Meanwhile, I think we've got a new... It's fine. This is one I like. I think Child of the Galaxy... Not Child of the Galaxy. I think... Fragment of the Universe. I think Fragment of the Universe does have a lot to like. But it's not like... It's not that I like it a lot. It's not that I like it a lot. Fragment is interesting. I like the idea that I like the art style of it being like a little coloring book drawing. I like that it's there to just sing and kind of have fun. I like that it's kind of an early level boss. It's one of the first Abnos you get that can breach in LobCorp, and it's kind of tricky to fight when you're starting out. I think it's right. I think I like it. I like it a lot. I keep saying I like it a lot, but I feel like that there's some sanctity to this role where I want it to be a little more standout. If all this thing needs is an ego from Walp or an ID or just an aberration or something else, it's all contained to just canonical gameplay, and I just don't find it that interesting in comparison to what else is on here. It's a really good baseline fundamental abnormality when it's out there, but it doesn't do like that little extra that makes me want to put it up. I think this is the new Gatekeeper. I don't think there are any arguments about this one. The Tumblr sexy man himself, the funeral of dead butterflies. Dude, this is one of the first cosplayable abnormalities we've ever gotten, and I have so much respect for it. I think literally Shenpai, who does not like Project Moon, looked at this thing and had to respect it. That has to say something. We've got a great Yisong ID for it that's iconic. The designs, again, go in a lot of fan art that I think is so cool to see. The suit is beautiful. The coffin that it has on its back is a lot of fun. I appreciate the fight that you have with it in Yesod's floor. It's across all 3 games. The energy, the sinking, the butterfly mechanic in Limbus Company is actually really interesting. Not to mention the Gregor ego. This thing is just everywhere. They are Project Moon at this point. It's great. It's just great. It's fine. Giant tree sap. You get heals and you might die. It's a Gamba. It's a Gamba. It's kind of boring. It's a fundamental. It's a tool. It's a Gamba. It's fine. It's okay. I think Grave of Cherry Blossoms is just fine. It is a Teth. A lot of Teths aren't very interesting. It drains employees of blood, and then it gives you more energy, and it gets freakier the more blood it has. I like it as a concept. I just don't think it's there's a lot to say about it. That's it. Is just fine but isn't fine tier. I think literally one thing to like is fair enough. Heart of Aspiration. Yeah, I'm seeing it in chat. You guys saying, don't let me down about Heart of Aspiration. I'm not letting you down. Heart of Aspiration, a lot to like. Not Arcangela tier. We're gatekeeping that. High, a lot to like, though. High B. It goes here. I really like the fight you have to do with it in LOR. That's probably where it peaks for me. Because it embodies it a bit more. It becomes one of the more fun pulsation level effects. Let's change to a different music, actually. Let's go with this. It changes to a different form in LOR. That makes it look so much more interesting. The key pages with pulsation are a lot of fun. That makes you manage it in a different way. Heart of Aspiration is the best, if not one of the best tool lab knows. I think so. Heart of Aspiration. Oh wait, I forgot. This actually does belong in Arcangela tier. Because the Heart of Aspiration can turn your employees into fucking units to take on greater abnormalities and solos. I'd forgotten about that. Dude, this thing was made to turn them into killing units easily. This thing, if you manage it well, there's so much depth to it. I think it's so much fun. No, I'm convinced. That goes up there. It's great. Llanto de la Luna. God, man. I think it goes in a lot to like here. I think this goes right above Bald is Awesome, but there's a big gap between these two. Big gap between it and Dreaming Current. Llanto de la Luna, I like. I think the fact that you can let your employees perform with it is a lot of fun. It's a nice concept. It trains SP. I think it's cool that there is a breaching. Yeah, I cannot explain it in Spanish. I'm not that good. I can just get some good context from Spanish. I can't speak it well. I think the vibe it has, it's performing off of vibes alone. Like the fact that you have to kill it and the difficulty with which you kill it happens based on the movement of Mozart's Moonlight Sonata that is playing is so unique. Also, I think it's a really fun abnormality in the Slay the Spire mod, just saying. That's really cool that they made that into a little funny page. This is like the hipster or the fucking Gen Z fucking startup bros idea of what an abnormality should be to make it twisty. It works pretty well, but not perfect.
Its ego weapon jump scares me a lot.
That's fair, but I think that's funny. Yeah, I mean, how can I not put Judgment Bird this high? I don't think it's on their Project Moon tier. I think it's close to being there, but not quite. Judgment Bird is so scary. It's scary when you let it breach. It's scary when you fight it in LOR. It's scary when it's part of Apocalypse Bird. This thing is just like a twig and so ominous in its design. This is a power move. If there's one abnormality I would see someone call a Sigma, it is this, and I can't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth. When you get it in LobCorp, you see this ominous-ass, creepy bird in the containment unit, you are already fearful of what is inside. And when you work with it, the pale damage that it does is a shock to your system that you never, ever, ever want to let it out. Never, ever. And when you do, yeah, that's confirmed. Of course you don't want to let it out because it will kill your enemies instantly if they're in the wrong spot, or your employees instantly if they're in the wrong spot. Is it manageable in the end? Yes. But the fact that it's that and with Apocalypse Bird, super high. Super high. King of Greed. I think this goes right below the birds. Right below the birds. I think Magical Girl tier for most of them, or for some of them, is below the birds. This little sucker is just... Oh, I don't think I got Jester of Nihil on here, actually. That's a shame. I'll work that out. Jester of... King of Greed is very sneaky. The fact that it turns into a giant, as my roommate would put it, lasagna monster when it escapes, and becomes more of an obstacle that you have to get behind, rather than something that you just fight, is really funny to me. It's literally a single, very slow and strong sweeper. And in LOR, I enjoy the fact that they made the design more humanoid. Also, A left gear in LobCorp, that's pretty damn sweet. In LOR, I think the fight is kind of rough, kind of crunchy, but I think it's a lot of fun. All of the Magical Girl abnormalities in LOR play along really well. And I just think this is just a blast every time it's on screen. No other notes. I have nothing else that's really worth saying. I guess I gotta do it now, huh? Because of Walp. If it weren't for Walp, this would be going down here. Because of Walp, Night of Despair is in their Project Moon tier. Gotta be. Like, okay, I saw someone saying that it's a sin to not include the fish. You're right, but I like what they did with the humanoid one. I'm not saying I like that they did only humanoid, but I like what they did. Night of Despair is so damn cool. Night of Despair, for one, if that Roja ID does not have an envy move, ideally as the S3, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Night of Despair's mechanics are a little crunchy in LOR for me, just because I don't really like the sword mechanic as much. It's a little annoying that I don't get to fight the thing itself when I could in LobCorp. But in LobCorp, I love the idea of you, kind of like with Heart of Aspiration, entrusting an employee to be chosen to get more power, and then if that employee dies and your choice was wrong or you just fucked up, it escapes and grieves all over the place. It has a damn pity party, everyone dies, and maybe if you're lucky, Moonlight Sonata comes out. I think we're gonna get a lot more to like, but also this is one that comes up a lot in fan art. You'll notice I say fan art for a lot of these top ones, and that's just because the cultural impact they've had is huge. And now this one is joining that club. I think it's so cool. I think the whole princely design that it comes with is a nice change of pace for a lot of different media. And the swords, while I may not like fighting them in LOR, are a lot of fun. All right, keep this going. I still have some to get through. Why are you here twice? Lady facing the wall. So Jacksepticeye saw this abnormality, and it's fine. It's fine. Like, yeah, I get it. It's the dumpy abnormality. I get it. And then, actually, you know what? Some people hate me for this. I like the fact that when it escapes, it, like, grips. Some of you have never seen this. It grips the containment unit it's in and just fucking screams, and that's terrifying. I really like that fact, but you're rarely gonna get it if you manage it well. And, like, it's just otherwise not very interesting. In fact, you know what? Top of literally one thing to like. I don't give a shit about the dumpy thing. That's just Project Moon being weird for the sake of being weird. But, like, the hair, the spookiness, the vibe, it lets you get one really fun moment. That's cool. Why she up twice? I don't know, but it's in Y. Letitia. I gotta give this one its roses. It's a fun one. I think it's an Arcangela tier despite not being a part of the Arcangela setup. I think it goes right here. I think it goes around above all around Helper. Letitia's one of those abnos that you see it and you're like, oh, they're gonna make plushies of this. And they're gonna make fucking plushies of the Wee Witch's Helper too. That little shit, the combination of those two just makes it like a very funny little goober abnormality. I like the fact that it doesn't kill you, it just gives you a gift and makes you think about certain employees. You'll notice I like abnormalities that make you think about certain employees more than just, hey, don't work with something else, like these little shits do. Again, beyond the design being fun, I think the fight in LOR is a lot of fun. The fact that, you know, you get two stages of enemies that you have to kill. One is just the fucking scabbed over employees or librarians that turn into the spiders. And then, like, you don't really fight her, you just fight her friends. And it's a really funny story of coming up with a brilliant idea. I just think a lot of this makes me happy. So there she goes. Oh my god, the little prince, the Demyon abnormality. I think I gotta put this one at bottom of a lot to like. This one goes at bottom of a lot to like, mainly because I didn't have a lot of time with this one. I know that it's referencing Demyon. I get that. I know that's referencing the Little Prince. I get that. I know that the design is cool, and I know it almost appeared in LOR, but didn't. I don't have a lot of experience with that abnormality. I just don't really remember it. I'm sorry. This is more being shaped by my own bias. I did have it, and I know it makes mushrooms appear and, like, can possess your employees, but, like, until we see more from Demyon, which, to be clear, if my theory about Tiferet B, Enoch being Demyon is correct, we will probably see more of it. I just don't think it's that interesting. Think about the potential at Sinclair. It's potential right now. It's not up there. However, yeah, Little Red, easy, they are Project Moon tier. No doubt about that. This thing might be one of the best VOVs. It might be the best VOV in Lobotomy Corp. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, this thing is a poison pill if I ever saw one. Here's the thing. I think if you have this and you get it around the time you start doing HODS missions, it's so evil. Froggy, I'm going to talk about this one for a while, okay? If you remember, Little Red Riding Hood is one of the few abnormalities that allows you to pay it in Enkephalin to suppress other abnormalities. When you do that, that means that an abnormality has to escape. And this thing's clip-off meter ticks down when an abnormality escapes. When it goes from 3 to 0, after 3 abnormalities escape, it starts fucking shit up, it starts going ham, and it starts saying, no, you're not capable of this, and goes hog wild. And I think early on, to get a Vov, this potentially could be your first Vov. And you get it and you think, oh my god, it's so helpful. I just have to spend energy. Every abnormality comes with a catch, right? Everything comes with a catch. It comes with a catch. Oh, the catch is you have to give it energy, so you use it too much and it goes nowhere, right? That's the catch? That's the catch? You sweet summer child, no! By it being necessary, it starts becoming a threat. The instant 3 abnormalities are gone, you have to suppress it. The instant 3 abnormalities escape, you have to fight it. And if anyone remembers one of Hod's missions is to suppress 4 abnormalities. So if this is in your facility and you haven't done that mission, you absolutely must find a way to deal with it escaping if you want to proceed. If you want to proceed, you have to find a way to suppress this thing or dodge it. And this thing targets you, so you are not dodging it. So, this could very quickly become your first boss of Lobotomy Corporation. And I haven't even talked about what it's like in LOR with the fun little fight, the story, the connection to the goddamn wolf, the fact that it's another one of the fan art club. Dude, this thing, you know what? I'm putting it there. It deserves it. It deserves it because it's so impactful that it's almost certainly going to make an appearance in another Wallop. I'm nearly sure of it. If this thing makes, I'm betting on it appearing in another Wallop, but I'll put it up there, 100%. Moving on, because we are so behind right now. Luminous Bracelet. I don't remember this thing very much. I think it heals and it scabs you over. That's fine.
Dreadful little polycule with the other 2 gun abnos.
Just give me the ego gift, bro. I know this doesn't have... She forms a dreadful little polycule with the other 2 gun abnos. You're right. I think it's kind of meh. I don't like it that much. I have very little in the way of memories of it. I just don't think it's interesting. Like, can someone remind me what this does? Maybe I just forgot, but I don't think it's interesting in the very least. No. So sad you died of hunger? It really is. Meat Lantern, I gotta give it its flowers. Like, I'm sorry, Luminous Bracelet, maybe I'm doing you dirty. I don't really care. It's the Jade Ring from SCP, but copy-pasted? Oh, okay. Thank you. Now I know how to properly rank it. I don't care. It heals. If you don't take damage, you explode. Okay, fine. That's fine. Next. Meat Lantern. Honestly, Arcangela tier, in no small part because Meat Lantern Dawn and Fey Lantern. I think this belongs with where it's at. Right below Don't Touch Me. I think it's more impactful than Letitia. But just because it's in Limbus and has aberrations, I don't think it does much. I think it's a funny little bait. It almost got into LOR. I think it's very cute. I think the design's nice. And, you know, Lantern Dawn solo used to be pretty good, and it's still a good Rupture ID. Like, it's nice. I like it. Some people hate it, but, like, you can't hate it unless it's annoying, right? It's really annoying. Sorry, I had to eat some meat myself, chicken wrap. But no, like, I think the fact that it's so annoying but also iconic in everything that's around it, I think that's enough to put it up here. I think that justifies it. This fucker. This thing does... So this is a donor abno. This is Melting Love. This fucker tried to be what another abno succeeded at being. I'm putting you... No, I gotta put it higher. Right, chat? I gotta put it in Arcangela tier, don't I? Yeah, I do. It hasn't appeared in any other game other than LobCorp, though. Bottom of Arcangela tier. Eventually Arcangela because everyone knows it. Yeah, so... Melting Love. Also known as Slime Hentai. Also known as the embodiment of COVID-19. in retrospect, which aged pretty well.
They deserve to stick together.
I think you might need a timeout. Put it next to the No, we're not doing that. But I do think gameplay-wise, it's actually pretty interesting. I think that Melting Love turns one employee into patient zero of something terrible. And then every little clerk or individual employee that it goes in contact with then spreads the disease and they slowly get worse. If you want this one, if you want to use this Aleph Abno, you have to pick a specific employee to work with it and nothing else. And I think it's the most interesting Abno in here that has that requirement. As an Aleph too, it's not that bad to fight if you're mindful of it. It goes down easier than a good chunk of the others as long as you don't get a lot of people decaying. The Ego Gift can be handy, like the Ego Gear. I don't know, I think there is stuff to like, but like, this is clearly a donor Abno, and while I don't have it on screen, like, someone wanted to fucking put a slime waifu into a PM game. Like, I guess I'm glad they at least made it work as good as they could for gameplay purposes, so I'll give them that. Next, Mirror of Adjustment. Okay, there's literally one thing to like here, but that one thing is so funny that I'm gonna put it really high up. It goes right below. This thing goes right below Dream of a Black Swan for me. This thing will randomize stats of any employee that's put next to it. The fact that it can usually get worse over time is really funny. The fact that it almost made it into LOR with the Abno page being randomized the cost of cards in your hand. And the fact that this probably has to do with the mirror itself means that it has a lot of lore implications. Body dysmorphia real, you're right. I don't think there's anything else you gotta say about it. I think it's just interesting on those grounds alone. And oh my god, I gotta keep moving. Mountain of Smiling Bodies. Oh fuck, what do I do with you? What do I do with you? You know what? You know what? Can I stroke my own ego for a second? Not bloodbath level. I just want to say, I think if I am counting This Is P Moon as the actual ability of a piece or an abnormality to have staying power because of social media, I'm gonna be honest, I think I've had an influence on it. Not a lot. Enough to put it here, not above Carmen.
Stroke what?
But this is like it's literally my favorite abnormality. You see the goddamn mask. Stroke what? You can listen again. Stroke my goddamn ego. Because I love this thing so much. It has modular difficulty. It's not above Blue Star, 100% above Blue Star. This thing is modular difficulty. You can actually choose to never let it go, never let it get out if you're good at not killing clerks. And I know that's hard, but you let it not kill clerks, it just stands up and looks up eternally at attention. It gives you some pretty good gear. When it escapes, it's easy to kill or to suppress if you haven't like let it eat anything. But when you get it to level 3, this thing could be a trick. This thing could be a struggle for the rabbits to kill at this point. It's so fun. I love it so much. The fact that its story is also just a bunch of employees that merged into one. We're not even sure if it had Cogito to do with it. It could have just been a very early phase distortion. I even made my own custom aberration out of it, and like, fuck it, include Moses if you want, I don't care. This thing is like, personally, I just find it really interesting that it's a bunch of employees mixed together. Gameplay-wise, it's a lot of fun. LOR, I think it's less interesting, but I also think it merges with Gabura's story really well. I personally love it. I love it so much. Next, we've got the Naked Nest. It's fine. The Naked Nest is another one of those that can start an infection if you're not careful about it. I believe it's with any employee that works with it, but it's not so obnoxious to just make you only keep one employee with it. I believe. Like, here you go. You know what? I'm gonna give you the Mountain of Body sound. Get ready, chat. Loud noise incoming. 3, 2, 1. How can you not love that? How can you not love that? All right. Interesting biology, but not interesting otherwise. Yeah, I think the Naked Nest could have done more. I think it is the lesser, like, flying bug creature abnormality. Where passenger doesn't get S tier, I jump. That's up to you, my dude. I'm not responsible for your actions. There you go. Why did you scream Moses wasn't there? Bro, I can scream for a lot of reasons. That's just the only time people caught it. This is a personal choice. Hey, chat, what do you think of this? Remove fetus. I think a lot of people want to see this in Y. I think a lot of people want to see this in Y. I hard disagree. I love this thing. I love this one so much. Can you rank Goku? Frey, I know you rank Project Unanimous, so can you please rank Goku? Goku just goes into give me the ego gift, bro. That's it. This thing is so controversial. Because first off, it is a living abortion, for one, nameless fetus. It makes a terrible, horrid sound when it escapes. And it is difficult to work with. This thing has a 1 clip-off meter. It's so unbearably annoying to deal with. It is horrible. It is horrible to manage. But you know one thing that brings people back to it? The story. You know what? Oh my god, thank you for the 10 memberships again, Gestalt. That's very sweet of you. We're raw inputting all over the place again. It's so annoying. You never want to take it after the first time. Unless you want a Gamba. This thing's roulette is so funny that if you have any inkling towards gacha standards, or you just like to see funny little randomness, or you want to make the run worse in a more interesting way, it's so stupid and funny, and I love it for that. They really just said, would you put a crying baby in your facility for the sake of gambling? It's so funny. I love it so much. I love that people hate it. I love that I'd never take it. It's the epitome of early Project Moon. Notes of a crazed researcher, it's fine. I think it's like, it'll up some of your stats. It'll has potential to kill you. I think just the information on it is what's gonna carry it up a bit more. I think it's fine. Censored is better gambling? Yeah, you're right. No, you're right, you're right. All right, but I'm not lowering it. Okay, guys. Where do I even put this? I think this is valid. Nothing there? Guys, okay. Hear me out. Do I even need to tell you to hear me out? I think it's very evident. Nothing there is the best known abnormality, or at least has been, for such a long while. Absolutely. When you think of Project Moon, you think of Nothing There. When you think of Project Moon, you've probably been exposed to it because of Nothing There. Literally, John... No, you're right, actually. You're right. What the fuck? No. Change that color back. Hello? There you go. No. This also interacts with Gabura's story. It is the first well-known manifestation of ego in the city. It's so powerful in-game. It was never meant to be killed. The only way you kill it at the end is just through sheer willpower. It is only a matter of time before this sucker gets into Limbus. I am so betting on that. It is the face of abnormalities. It has an aberration that's still damn powerful. It's fantastic. You have heard its sound effects undoubtedly. And this is, you know, honestly, Old Faith and Promise is gambling the abnormality, and I think that's fun and fine. It's great. It's great. Oh, this is Dulcinea. Anyway, next there's Old Lady. Almost made it into LOR, and she's fine. She is okay. She actively incentivizes me to not work with her. Like, I just generally don't want to work with her that much. Because she gets lonely after a while. You have to keep interacting with her. It's an all or nothing. And honestly, she makes me worried about the elderly, and it makes me genuinely sad because, abandonment. But other than that, just not very interesting. Goes down that 10th level that's not interesting. Oh, God. Like, one sin, I gotta put one sin. I gotta put one sin above Bloodbath, right? One sin is pretty iconic. First one you get in LobCorp, it's always gonna be there for you. This is your comfort creature of LobCorp. Easily breezily, dude. This thing is just gonna keep vomiting all over the one abnormality that can kill it, no questions asked. It has ego gifts and an ego ID in Limbus Company with Ryoshu. It's your savior in LOR, and I don't know, it's also kind of your savior in Lobotomy Corporation. It is the tutorial, or just the generally good one out there. Mr. Bones' calm, chill ride? No, Mr. Bones' what am I looking to say? Mr. Bones' like fucking vaporwave track is what's gonna save you. And the story's very approachable, you're just confessing sins. I like it a lot. Yeah, the choice event in Limbus too, absolutely. Oh god, chat's gonna be annoying on this one. I mean... Yeah, well, cheers. How can I not? You know what? No, well, cheers. Well, cheers. I love well, cheers so much. This is the only one that has never, ever been in LOR. I believe this is the only one of anything that's in They Are Project Moon because of it. It's only in LobCorp and Limbus. The fact that this didn't appear in a Wallop is so damn funny to me. But here's the thing. As an Abno, it's still kind of interesting. It heals you. And it also technically has an aberration from a cut shop event in Limbus Company. But it can also kill you, and the fucking shrimp designs are iconic. People cosplay as these so much. They were legit couples cosplay. The story, the story of how you get abducted to a shrimp boat is stupid funny. Is the funniest part of Project Moon. Soda is one of the biggest meme ego that I will always stand by. Is so much fun to use, and I love the negative space that it gives. The designs, no matter what, always pop. I just kind of wish we got to see more. I genuinely want to see more well cheers. People love it. It is an enjoyable part of the game, just like an opened can of soda that might actually kill you if you treat it more seriously for it. That's fine. So yeah, moving on. This thing was a nightmare for me to deal with. This thing was a nightmare for me to deal with because it was in my day 49 crew. For those who don't know, actually no, this doesn't deserve that music. It's not even that interesting. The parasite tree gives like up to 5 ego gifts, or gives up to 5 gifts to employees, and then when it gets to 5, then they all just die. You just don't want someone to work with it if you can help it. If its meter goes off, it's just a timer or a chance or a gotcha on employees dying. It's fine, it's interesting. I really wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it at all. But I respect it for what it is. I just don't find it too interesting. But it will go above these two though. Oh my god! They Are Project Moon. No, Plague Doctor is my favorite Zayn Abno. 100%. It's so good. It's... Actually, no, here's how good it is. Wait for it. This thing, when you get it in Lobotomy Corporation, this thing, Plague Doctor, made me a lifelong fan of Lobotomy Corporation. That is not an exaggeration. I got this thing on like one of my first playthroughs of Lobotomy Corporation. And it was before I learned that every abnormality comes with a cost. I thought, you know what, okay, I'm seeing abnormalities, they're all dangerous in some way. You don't trust them. You don't trust them whatever. Oh, Slime and Luna are here? Nice. You don't trust them whatsoever. But there's one thing you can always rely on. And that's that if you let something happen, you can always experiment. And then come back. Oh shit, we're over an hour. Wait, how far behind am I? Uh-oh. We best keep moving. Yeah, this abnormality, if you just let it go, with most abnormalities, you can just tinker with it. You can study it. You can get like maybe 1 or 2 little gambles on like, hey, is this thing gonna kill my employee? Is this thing going to like make me have a bad day? And then when you find out, oh shit, that actually burns the entire facility to the ground, or everyone turns into sheep, or it makes someone sleep forever, you can reset to the first day. I knew that when I got this abnormality. I knew that fact. That was my strat. So when I got this one, I just kept saying, okay, so it's like things keep happening when I let it bless people. It really likes to bless people. I'm sure something bad happens when it gets to a certain amount, but that's fine. I can just reset. I can just reset the day if something bad happens. So I let it build. I let it build so much, y'all. I intentionally pushed it so that it got to the 12th apostle by day 11. And when it got out, this was like my second time streaming it, like second ever run playing it. This is like pre-12 hours into the game. White Knight came in, which, you know what? Do I have White Knight in here? If not, this is gonna include White Knight. I don't think I do. I think White Knight's included in this package. White Knight, as you might expect, wrecked my shit and made me think, oh, it's impossible to play it. It's impossible to play this file anymore. Because White Knight is just a, what is it? A 270-second timer until it escapes?
Thank God for one sin.
Yeah, right? Thank God for one sin, which I didn't know when I had it there. But when I let that sucker escape, because I couldn't finish it in 4 minutes without it escaping, it just felt like it was impossible to manage. It was day 11. I had no employees that could hope to work with it, only causing it to go down. The only option was to speedrun. That is the Abno that taught me that you don't just reset the day. You reset to day 1 to make it through this game. It was wild. But I can't put it above these in good faith. I just can't. I just can't. All right, let's go through the others. Let's go through the others now. I gotta go quickly. Here. Speedrun. Porcupus. It's in LobCorp and it's in LOR. It's fine. The fact that it gets a positive result causes its meter to go down is silly. The fact that it pops people listing that's happiness is silly. I like that it's in NetSock. Overall, we're gonna put it in the a lot to like tier. It can go below the mirror. That's fine. Portrait of a Different Day is a very funny one to mess with if you're in LobCorp, because that means you can basically just give someone a voodoo doll of another employee that takes more damage for yourself. I think there's a lot to like. I think I'm gonna put it right above La Luna because it's actually pretty useful. Papode is one of the lesser interesting tests. No, it's one of the more interesting tests, but a lot of the tests are just not very interesting. This one really thrives off the story and energy it has, and it's also one of the easiest ones to suppress. So I think for the fact that it's a good and kind of interesting, abnormality at the start, this is now the bottom gatekeeper for yeah, it's fine. Punishing Bird, need I even say it? They are Project Moon. This thing's been plushified so often, it's been made into food that you can easily identify. The design is iconic. The fact that it just escapes and batters your employees, that attacking it isn't, or that letting it attack you isn't the issue, attacking it is the issue. It's just cute and funny, and the fight in LOR is good. And, you know, like, fucking, you know, it's part of the Apocalypse Bird. It's fantastic. Porcupus doesn't lower its clip off on a good result. That's a typo. Oh, shit. Well, you know what? Early lesson that Project Moon isn't always right. You can't trust it. Trust nothing. If Sing Machine is not an A tier, I'm throwing a hostage in it. Bremen, we'll get to it when we get to it. Queen Bee, I think, has to go... I think it has to go right below Flesh Idol. It's one of the more interesting ones, because the Queen Bee is funny to fight. It's in LOR as well, which I think actually puts it above... I think it puts it right here, right below Army in Black, because I really like the stats with burn and bleed that it gives to the enemies in its page. Its fight is fine. It's just a nice solid abnormality. Okay. Queen of Hatred is the second best abnormality in existence. Queen of Hatred is the second most known abnormality in existence. Oh, hold on. This thing, if it weren't for Walp, might go down here or here. But the competition is huge now. This thing is the Don Quixote of abnormalities. It's true. We ain't gonna be a hater, but this thing might actually expand on the lore, all the more so if it proves that Arcana is a real thing in the city. That's gonna be so damn funny. Queen of Hatred is also an anomaly in itself in Project Moon, because it's the fucking most iconic magical girl abnormality for so many reasons. It is the cutest goddamn thing, but cute is just a veneer for how much danger there is. I legit never got this one on stream, I think out of 2 times, but only got it when speedrunning to finish Lobotomy Corp. The fact that it helps you, the fact that it's kind of a clerk lover, but in the opposite, it's a clerk hater. People need to die for it to stay contained. The hysteria meter, which, whatever you want to say about the name, you say about the name, means that you have to gauge it in LOR. The entire vibe it has in terms of gameplay, the fact that it's a terrifying snake, the fact that people have made so many custom IDs based on it, the fact that Hime Rie got me, Sunil, Mulberry, and Emmy to write a story based on her being with that abnormality in an ego should tell you that this thing is iconic, and that has only gone up. This is the ultimate poison pill culturally for people getting into LobCorp. And I'll just say it, most justified fan service of Don Quixote ever, because holy shit, is that gonna get spooky and get people to dive in. I'm fine with it. This thing is fucked up and evil, and I love it because of that. I hate that I agree Queen is better than Dur. I'm afraid so, yeah, I'm sorry. Whew. Okay, yeah, Dur Frey is not connected to the smoke or whatsoever. I don't know where people are I guess I can understand why, but no. Alright, that one might actually be copyright. Let's go back into... Red Shoes! This one's in all 3 games. I think it at least deserves Archangela tier because of that. I just don't think it's the most interesting in any of the 3 games. It's kind of mid in all 3 games, but it's at least unique in that it affects the employee rather than being, you know, a monster in itself. I think that puts it around the level of Melting Love. I think it goes just above Melting Love because of the Wall Ego we've got for Doja that's really good with bleed. This thing mechanically saves bleed for a lot of LOR in Hod's floor. And it's just kind of fun. I think it's really fun. Rudalta, literally one thing I like about it, and I'm not giving it the credit that Sandolph has. Sandolph is funnier. Rudalta gets one thing in credit. It's fucked up to look at, and when you get its information, it gives you a jump scare. This thing comes up nearly full screen. When you finally learn what the hell it is, it's spooky and it just looks at you with those stitched eyes. It's absolutely terrifying and you never want to let it escape. Not very interesting beyond that, but respect to where it's due. Scarecrow searching for wisdom. I mean, it's in the first 2 games, so I think I at least got to put it at Alriune tier. It's a part of the... Not Alice in Wonderland, god damn it, I'm blanking on the name. It's a part of the Wizard of Oz group, and I like that group a lot. Hesed Floor makes good use of it. I don't really like the discard page that it has. I don't think that's as useful. It's fine. It is a fine one. I think it just gets points because it's banking off of being around this group. It's like the least interesting little bro in it, but I think it's kind of fun. I think the Abno fight in LOR is the most interesting thing about it, but it's also kind of a gatekeeper for LOR because it's one of the haze that's going to escape the most, and you need to learn to deal with it. That's funny and fine. Schadenfreude. They are Project Moon. I'm putting it above the birds, guys. Apocalypse Sword is already above it. I'm putting it above the individual birds. Why? It was almost in LOR. It's not in Limbus Company. This thing for me is out of pure bias. I love this thing. Leviathan shows that you can get duplicates of the same abnormality to form, which is so interesting, but it's not appearing just because of that. It's appearing because this is what inspired me to say that abnormalities are JoJo Sans. I kept working with this thing and wanting to study and thinking, why the hell am I never getting good results when I send someone in and track it? And then finally I realized, or had to be told, look away from it during the work. And then finally good stuff happened, and that taught me that LobCorp is a game that is so hostile, so beautifully made in order to make your life hell, that you have to think in every regard of why an abnormality doesn't work. You literally have to train yourself in behavioral studies to do it, and I respect it. It makes Project Moon so much better because of it. Dear God. All right, next. We've got Scorched Girl, and like, I'll give it its roses. This thing was the first abnormality that came out. Oh wait, wrong one. Let's get something a little more chill. We can do this. Yeah, we can do this. Scorched Girl, I mean, this is Project Moon's favorite, right? It's Project Moon's favorite. I'm not a huge fan. I think it's very baseline, but I gotta give respect where it's due. They put this thing early game in all 3 games. They put this as some of the Season 1 banner ego. Scorched Girl Ryoshu is on the banner for Season 1 itself. They made it based on the little matchstick girl. I think there's a lot to like in that regard. So it's fine. I don't like it, but I'm giving respect to the developers and putting it this high, okay? 4th match Dawn. We're gonna get some more. We're gonna get more Scorched Girl, I'm sure, at some point. Shelter from the 27th. Bottom of a lot to like here. I'm not putting it in Arcangela tier. I get that the shelter can be very meaningful and can be very funny. I think what's more interesting is the fact that it's connected to P Corp. It is an abno that can protect whatever's employee is in there from anything else. Well, this does let you cheese Gabura's fight, doesn't it? Fine, it goes up here. Fine, it goes up here. Fine, it goes up here. Put it back in Arcangela where it belongs. Yeah, no. You're right. You can cheese Gabura with this thing at the cost of ruining your entire facility. It was almost an LOR. It was the first mention of P Corp, and it has the number 27 in it, which all the other containment units have, and almost like P Corpifies everything else. It's way too interesting to not give its credit. I want to see more of it. I really do. Oh, Silent Orchestra, baby. Oh, God. This thing, on its own, Arcangela tier. Easy. It has an iconic design. It is another really funny A-Left that is bound to get out because it only likes middling results. When it gets out, it's so funny because it just tries to play music. It will actually destroy your ears. It will destroy your goddamn ears when it escapes, because this was before Project Moon had consideration for their players. It would just make a high-pitched ringing when it told you nothing could be done. They are Project Moon? Ah, man. If Schadenfreude's up there, I gotta put it up there, don't I? Yeah. It'll go below the mountain. It'll go below the mountain. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Also, no pausing. Does it do no pausing? I don't think so. It might, but I'll put it there. And Netzock's fight with it and the ego cards, or rather the abnormality pages that it gets for it, are so fun. I think this is just a really fun abnormality with a lot of fun design, and just the music theming is really cool. Also, a lot of fun to fight in the Library of Ruin mod for Slay the Spire. Singing Machine. It's at least Arcangela tier. I gotta give it that respect. Like, I think this goes just below, this goes just below Heart of Aspiration. This thing is in both LobCorp and LOR, so that gives it some credit. It's not in Limbus, which is fine. This thing is just terrifying and really just screwed up. Like, it's not even the machine that's the problem, it's how the employees act getting others to go into the machine. Its ego weapon is a lot of fun, just being a huge giant boom. The music PM either made or commissioned or found for it is really stupid and scary and funny. I can't not give that respect. And I just think that it talks about I-Corp's culture a little bit. Not literally, but it references it. It aligns with it, I should say. I think it's a lot of fun. I think that it also makes for a really good Yesod page in LOR, so that's at least something, right? Next, Skin Prophecy. I do not remember it. I do not remember this thing, so I'm gonna give it a good faith. Yeah, it's fine. I barely remember this thing, I'm sorry, chat. I think it, like, it heals inside or something. I don't really remember. Oh, well. Now we've got Snow White's Apple. There is a lot to like here. It goes up here. It's just a lot to like. Skin Prophet is a huge improvement. Then I put it right where it is. Makes your head explode? Okay, it's a huge improvement. Snow White's Apple is one of those really annoying VOBs that can make it really difficult to manage because it just gets roots around everywhere. I think it's funny that it escapes, the way that it escapes, and like you just have to chase it down before it gets to be too much, or else your entire place becomes unusable. I think I like it as the last fight on Malkuth's floor in LOR. There's a lot to enjoy. I don't think that it does anything above the fundies, but I think it's nice. I think it's nice. That's fine. Snow Queen. Snow Queen also goes here. Snow Queen goes in a lot to like, a little bit above here. The fight in LOR, I think, is more interesting than it is in LobCorp because you have to get your allies out of the ice. I think the fact that it wants a big knight in there, like, wants a knight fight in order to make it work is very original and fun. But other than that, I think it's just a generally interesting hay. I think that's just fine. And so I'm not going to hold it against it, but I'm not going to put it too much higher. Spider-Bud. Spider-Bud has a lot to like, I guess. If I'm going to account for the ego, like the ID stuff, then yeah, it's fine. Let's put it... If I'm going to account for the ego, then I think I have to... You know what? This is inching higher and higher. I think this goes...
How's the list going, Frey Vincible?
It is going pretty well, except I'm really behind. Spider-Bite is not a challenge or even very interesting to deal with in LobCorp, at all. The spiders are funny. The spiders are funny, you step over them, you don't want to have someone with low insight going for it. It's kind of a tutorial Abno. The fight it has with Hod is kind of interesting, but pretty run-of-the-mill. This is really being carried by the Ryoshu ID and the gifts it has, and the ego, and I think that's enough. I think it's okay. I think it's funny because of that, but the Abno itself is just fine. And I don't think it's as disappointing as Forsaken Murderer either. Happy Teddy Bear? It's fine. I don't love a lot about it, honestly. I think it's kind of whatever. I think it's one of the more boring ones where, sure, you gotta make sure that you don't use the same guy with it. You can't fight it twice. The fight in LOR, I will say, pushes it a bit above here for me. But I don't think, outside of handling it and the fact that it has a good LOR page, that it's, like, a lot that makes it work well. I think it's genuinely fine. He's cute, but not that cute. Oh, I did put White Knight here. Hold up. We're just gonna put White Knight right below Plague Doctor, because Plague Doctor also includes White Knight. That's it. This is the training dummy. It's fine. The cactus is the training dummy, that's what I'm saying. Unless I forgot something. I think I forgot another abnormality somewhere, but we'll come back to it when, if need be. Teresia is also just fine. Let me get the other tools out of the way. This one has some stuff to like. We've got, you know, we can change anything. It's got an aberration. Actually, no. Yeah, no, that's not, it doesn't have an aberration. We can change anything is okay. I think I like it just because it's stupid. I don't think it's very useful whatsoever, so we'll put it below 1.76. It's a gimmick if you want to try and, like, farm energy, really. Yeah. The training dummy is there? Oh, then I don't know what the hell the cactus is supposed to represent.
Project Moon.
Cactus is Project Moon? No, I'm putting it back. Don't worry about it. Today's expression or shy look today, I think it's also just fine. I think it's up there with the other tats. I think putting it up here is good because it's a little more interesting than the others, but it's like a Mario Party minigame. You gotta time it well. It has something kind of fun in LOR, but not much else to speak of. Void Dream. I think this goes just below it. I think it's more interesting than most tats. The fact that it spawns a chicken if you do really poorly with it. I think its gear is fine, but it didn't really appear anywhere else. It's okay. I think it's fine. Warm-Hearted Woodsman has a lot to like. I'm putting that sucker, I think it's above Army in Pink, or Army in Black. Warm-Hearted Woodsman was my first hay. You'll recognize that my firsts are gonna get high on this list. It was my first hay, and my first time I ever got stuck and quit Project Moon games, because I just didn't know what to do to get past it. Every time I worked with it, someone died and it escaped, and it was terrifying. It's run-of-the-mill overall, but I like the fact that it gives you, like, adrenaline in its LOR fight that you have to make use of where you get punished. And also its little story about, like, wanting more hearts and wanting kind-hearted people to kill. I think it's sweet. Like, it's another one that's, like, this next most interesting in the Wizard of Oz lead, you know? Yin and Yang. Yang, I think there's a lot to like here. I think this duo, I think I actually like this duo more. I like this duo more than Snow Queen, but I gotta, but I gotta put Yang a bit higher, because that's the actual Abno that escapes. I think there's a lot that's cool with an Abno that's a combination of a tool and a breacher. And the fact they turn into a dragon when they meet and absolutely demolish a single row of your facility is a lot of fun, a la Express Train to Hell. And also when it breaches, the other one breaches a little bit, and you have to stop them from getting together, which means if you get these two in close facilities, you are fucked. That is absolutely fucked. I feel like you go too fast on the ones you want to talk about due to your pacing with these. I kind of do, but I kind of got to update the pacing. We're still on budget here, unfortunately. That's just how it is. I don't want to be a bitch to my friends. I want to be a bitch to my coworkers or my editors. Next, we've got You Must Be Happy. I think this one just gets a cheeky Angelica tier 2. You can actually break your employees if you're willing to kill them by the end of the day. You can turn them into super powerhouses if you must. If you're really good at a timing game, it also inspired, like, you know, it inspired You Must Become Strong with its own aberration. The fact that it just looks so whack and tells you that the city is just a terrible place to live and you gain power by submitting to it. I think it's fun. I don't think there's much else to say about it. It's just silly. It's just silly and it pays off of that. So we got past all these and I'm like 80 minutes in. Let's just keep up at the same speed. This is, I think I have to by definition put this one in their Project Moon tier, because this is the abnormality that is the art book. This is literally the art book. It is considered an abnormality. It has all the information on everything else. Culturally speaking, it doesn't go in there. It is just literally Project Moon. It is literally Project Moon, so I have to put it up here. There's nothing else to say. The clown that stares at me. I need to Google this one. Hold on. Unreleased LobCorp abnormalities list. I actually wanted to look this one up. Fandom Wiki's fine for this one. Let's see. Clown smiling at me. What does it do? It's just a fucking clown. Portraits in full picture. I mean, that does look like it'd be fun. That does look like something that'd be fun to fight. I like it. There's nothing on him. Fear of clowns. This is why Project Moon has fear of clowns in it. Oh, it's not a reference in any trauma such as this. Okay. It's humanoid appearance. Should have let it continue as soon as possible. Seeing as I wasn't amused, it took out another tool. I thought it was just a tool just that moment. It can probably move. Is actually a really funny descriptor. I can't give it much. I'll give it one thing to like, and that's its stupid ass face. Hammer of Light, I actually know this one. I think there is a lot to like here about the Hammer of Light. It is a tool that I believe causes death, but gives your employees a weapon that saves them. This one I think is a really fun idea. I'll put it above the portrait for that reason. We've got my favorite orange tree. My special orange tree, something like that. That is orange tree, or my sweet orange tree. Flavor reduction in subcommunities, go to my sweet orange tree unreleased. Sure. I don't know why it sparkles, but it's an orange tree. It seems that the employee's most instant memory really keeps them there until another employee comes to rescue them. It looks like it's under the It's a Vav? What? Needs to be carefully moved as made up of tiny particles. Apparently needs to be moved, but I don't think I can really rank it, so it's going into literally one thing to like, because we only know one thing about it. This thing, you can barely see it because it's just a bunch of art, but it was that unreleased Abnormality art. It is Nori Nori. The split fox that shows up in our beta promotion video in the beta trailer. An Abnormality that has nothing to do with Nameless Fetus. We needed footage of a human sacrifice, but the fetus animation was incomplete at the time, so we had to use the fox fellow as a substitute. In fact, it's actually a cat, not a fox. You know, it has a proper name, Nori Nori. It could not be released due to a combination of circumstances. It looks like it just requires a sacrifice. It kind of like... What the hell? This is a combination of some other abnormalities. It's like a little mousetrap creature. It just expands and becomes more terrifying. As the creators want to use Nameless Fetus, but errors were not finished in time. Okay, so it was supposed to be like a little trap. Again, I guess there's just one thing to like, but I like it more than the orange tree. Let's see. Oh, this one I really like. This is the scriptwriter's playbook, and I think there's a lot to like here in concept that it goes around below La Luna. This, not the Miss Reaper. Someone's portrait, no. Clown smiling at me, built without pictures or dialogue. Wait, where is it? Someone's portrait, Miss Reaper. There should be this one. The scriptwriter's playbook. Why is it not up here? I guess I can still explain it. Oh, these are just miscellaneous? Okay, that's why this shouldn't be here. Whatever, I can't get you the visual of it, but it's a playbook where it has a scriptwriter that tells you to work with it in certain ways based on what a play dictates. If you do it poorly, it gets unhappy. So what works well with it can change at a regular time. Oh, it's from beta. Okay, can I get beta? Can I get like beta abnormalities, please? We'll just get beta abnormalities lobotomy corp. Let's see, category abnormalities, the Lobotomy Corporation wiki. Can we just get betas? I just want betas. I just want the betas, please, please. Beta. Legacy. Okay, I gotta look up legacy instead. Legacy, Lobotomy Corporation wiki. Okay, can we get legacy abnormalities? Press sounds legacy. Poor screenwriter's note, that's it. So it would cause employees to like be forced to be in this act, this play, and they would have to follow it, and at the end of the play, people just died at the end. They would like be hung. And I believe like, it's such a cool concept where you have to kind of shoot the right one, similar to Nothing There. And if you get it wrong, the event continues. There are a lot of cool ideas here. I really wish that made it in the final cut, but oh well. Cinderella's pumpkin carriage. Let's see. Here, I included it. As an accurately found in the art book, literally not much to work with. I need to rush this actually. Pizza time is back. Why? And apparently there's one called Siren, maybe? Silent Girl, no. Okay, so Weiss, my rigger, helped me make this. This one's called the Siren. I believe this is someone else's portrait. I don't know much about that. Let's see. As of now, can only be found in the art book. I swear that in portrait was trying to make us lower our guard. Why else would it show absolutely no movement? I want to say this might be a Dorian Gray reference, but it's hard to tell. So we're going to put this one into Y because we don't know much about it. Rope and cord is Y. Siren is Y. This little sucker also goes into like, yeah, it's fine. It's a nice little tutorial, so it justifies it. We've got Jack, the Beanstalk without Jack. Beanstalk without Jack. The employee can never come back. As of now, it's only found in the art book. It's a fairy tale abnormality from Jack and the Beanstalk, of course. Apparently, it just makes the employee disappear, so that's fine. I'm just gonna say it's fine. We've got the Little Mermaid, right? Right? Mermaid, 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 mermaid. No, we don't have that here. Okay, maybe it's in the beta. Is it in the beta? No. I didn't know there was Legacy Queen of Hatred, though. We'll just put it in Y. Okay, we're up to Wonder Lab, which means that we're about halfway through. And we should be without halfway through. Beanstalk without Jack sounds like a dumb mean, yeah. Blue Smoke Shepherd I really like, actually. I think that at least deserves Archangela tier above the Wolf. Blue Smoke Shepherd is much more interesting than the Wolf. This bitch is just a compulsive liar. You know what? Who you know this is? This abnormality is Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus. It is a liar. It is a tormentor. It thrives on making people miserable. There's got to be a reason it's like this, but it's such a shithead and talks to you, and it's so cool. I love it so much. It's my favorite aberration, indeed, as a matter of fact. It is the best aberration out of any of them. It's so nice. Best showing of aberration, yes. The cake is fine. It does what it needs to. I think it's more for lore purposes, so I'm gonna put it above the boring abnos, in my opinion. Right below here. We've got Dingle Dangle, also goes here, not terribly interesting. I genuinely don't remember this one. I don't remember the Cheshire Cat. I'm sorry, I really want... So, for the record, I need to clarify this before we go further into Wonder Lab. Froggy, keep this in. I have read all of Wonder Lab before, but I never made the time to reread it other than like 20 minutes before the first stream, so a lot of these I've forgotten. I'm sorry. But I do like this thing's face, so it was cool. I don't remember what this is. Hookah Caterpillar? Hookah Caterpillar, if I remember correctly, is where Cat was just aura farming across this thing. So, I think it's fine in that regard. I'll put it above the Happy Teddy Bear. I do not remember this one whatsoever. I don't remember the pills. The pills were whatever. The house, I think, was actually a really cool idea. I think there's a lot to like from the house. It's the first one that abnormality that breaches. It's the first abnormality that breaches. It's our introduction to Ty. The fact that it grows into a whole house, I think, is really stupid and fun. I'll put it right below the Dreaming Current. Nobody is such a bitch. Nobody is really made me like fucking Alex. Oh shit, I didn't mean to play two. Nobody is, the Nothing There aberration made me like Alex, who was just a plain womanizer in Wonder Lab. Or kind of, he was at least a pickup artist. And I think it's really cool that they made him transform into him. And it's just a Evolve level aberration. It's a cool idea, and the fact that this and Titania went on to destroy and make a fourth trumpet level emergency is just so cool. The house is also an LOR. I guess technically if it's in the move, but whatever. Right. I forget this one's name, but it's like the Silent Mermaid or the Singing Mermaid, I think. This one wasn't on screen for long. It was fine. Kat was just having a little vent experience with it, if I remember correctly. She just vented to it and then suppressed it. What is this? I genuinely don't... I want to remember this one. What did I call it? Wait, what the hell did I call it? Hold up. Piscine Mermaid. That was it. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I do not remember this one, and I really want to. Let me find it. House on LOR, it's a different house. I don't think this Piscine Mermaid. It's like some kind of cat that's walking in the distance. Let me find Frey streams. Yes. This has Project Moon tier list. Abnos part 3, I believe. This is called, oh, it's Puss in Boots. Oh, so it's an unreleased Abno. I mixed those up. Puss in Boots, just likes talking to people. It's actually kind of cute. Oh, it's not menacing. It's actually kind of cute. Let's go animation. Okay. Still, you're going in Y because there's not much. I guess there's literally just one thing to like, and what I like is there. Who the heck is Wendy? I don't know. This one was Pygmalion. What the hell was Pygmalion? I barely remember this one. I'm sorry. I barely remember Wonder Lab. I'm gonna give it good faith that it was interesting in its story arc, and it's fine. Red Buddy, I found less interesting than the other aberrations of its kind, but more interesting than We Must Be Happy. Or more interesting than We Can Change Anything. Its escape is nice as it becomes more tattered, and it's like a little pitiable piece of shit. I respect it. I feel so bad for this thing too because it's like the opposite of the bad wolf. I don't know. I like it, but it's not gonna get higher than it's fine for me. It's one of the bestest dogs. Yeah. This one is so good. The Stained Rose made me cry, man. Lore-wise, I think I gotta put it. I gotta put it right up here next to King of Greed, man. This thing really made me care about Rose. That thing is like, it's an A-lep for one, it automatically kills the employee. It's what caused Cat to distort. Spoilers, I guess. I just think it's really sweet. It's a very unfortunate and sad abnormality, but it was used to great effect in the story, and I really appreciate it. That's so nice. It's so precious. Here, you guys can have you guys can have Hell's Chicken. All right, next. Oh, the tangled hair? It's fine. It's kind of whatever. It goes next to the whatever, Abnos. The sisters are also whatever. I believe it was in like the same like duality story that either Kai and Kat were having. I could be wrong, but it's like a background abnormality. That's fine. I don't remember this one. What is this one called? The Penitent Girl. I'm just gonna go off of good faith and just say, sure, you were fine. Oh God, I remember this one. The Red Queen? This one I remember being a major threat in Wonder Lab. I can't really put it higher than, yeah, it's fun Hookah Caterpillar though, but I do remember it making some kind of impact. Where's Nosferatu? If it's not down here, then that's what we'll put the cactus with. Titania was fun. I think we put that right below Nobody Is, just because it's an aberration that's stronger than the original. And like the fact that it was searching for, what was it, Obleron? In order to just feed off its nature and found it in Nobody Is was a great combo. I think that was really fun. This one is called Warden? Do we have Warden under Unreleased Abnormalities? Let's see. Warden, www. No. Oh, but we do have Fallen Amordad. It's an abnormality that this abnormality is more than just a bleeding person in a vegetative state, and I could hear all the meaningless words I have said, and will say in the future and perfectly understand them. Oh, that looks terrifying. I actually like that more now. I thought that was just a mishmash of images, but no. Literally one thing to like, and it's that. I don't know what this is, I'm not including it. This thing gave a really nice bit of ego gear back in Wonder Lab. I'll put it above, yeah, it's fine here. It wasn't a long fight, but it was a nice one. Scaredy Cat. There's a lot to like with Scaredy Cat. I think this one is gonna also go around the same level as the different Wizard of Oz themed ones. We'll put it a little bit above the Warm-Hearted Woodsman. And for that record, the Road Home is gonna go right next to it because they're a pair, they're a duo. You don't get one without the other. Next, you're gonna go under Y. The Servant of Wrath is a very fun one. I want to put it really high up, so I'm gonna put it like right below the King of Greed. I think the Servant of Wrath, I wish we could have gotten that in the Jester of Nihil in Lobotomy Corp, but we just didn't, and that's okay. I guess that was due to budget constraints. That was fine. It was a good one. I like that you get literally 3 entities from it. You get the servant, you get the villain, and you get the creature that goes with it that wants to kill it. It becomes an arbiter of a war that must follow it everywhere, and its Wonder Lab story was really sweet, while you don't really trust Abnos that much. I mean, all of them kind of lead to that meaning, but still. Oh, now I remember. The cactus was meant to be the Jester of Nihil. Okay, so yeah, for that, it's going right below the birds. Actually, it's going above the birds. It's going above the birds. The Jester of Nihil is a lot of fun. It tells its own story. It's associated with the magical girls who are iconic. It's very much well-related and connected to Roland. The design is beautiful. It's literally going Joker mode. I respect it so much. Is Silent Girl missing? No, it's there. We've got Ozma. Ozma! I mean, other than getting Roland cross-dressing, like, I think this one goes under there's a lot to like here. Ozma was an interesting fight. Not my favorite just for how slow it was. I did like the remembering pages mechanic, but other than that, it didn't really hit much to me. I think it's gonna go above the Snow Queen. It was nice, and it's also got good pages. Actually, the fact that it has good pages tells me that it should go even higher, because I forgot. One of those pages is the one that keeps all of your allies with Chesed's team alive, and I gotta respect that. Hello, Bina. Silent Girl. Silent Girl... Actually, no. We get this. Silent Girl, I really, really like. This one I'm having trouble placing. It won't get inside of Project Moon tier, but it is the final boss of Library of Ruina. And I feel like I've got to give it a lot of respect for that. Top of Arcangela tier for me. I feel like that's what it's got to be. Because this one had the most difficult fight unless you're using Burn. This was the most difficult fight in Library of Ruina unless you were using Burn. The fact that it was able to give itself plus 10 coin power, or at least base power. I'm saying coin power. Plus 10 power, rather. The fact that it was able to give itself plus 10 power in the fight you had against it, it was nearly impossible to beat. I say impossible, it's just difficult. At least when I was going at it blind. And that it was almost meant to be in the Body Corporation, and that it's a reflection of Angela's own realization. You know what, yeah, I will put it in This Is Project Moon. It's a sleeper hit on the same level as Carmen, so it goes with the Bloodbath, a little bit higher. That's it. Is CTS on? Yes, chances are just low. Pinocchio! There's a lot to like with Pinocchio. I don't think it's my favorite, but I think it does allow for a lot of cheese, and the story's fun. Pinocchio can go up here. It's fine. Price of Silence, Arcangela tier. In fact, this is how Arcangela defines herself. I gotta give it up for that. I think Price of Silence goes up there, right below the birds. This one is the embodiment of Hakma himself, so I guess it has to go above the birds even. This thing relates so well to Hakma. Actually no, it's going above the Jester. How can I not make this top of Arcangela and it not be above the Jester? This thing is so iconic to Hakma. Not is its fight in LOR, just a lot of fun, but also bullshit. The Abno pages it gives you are so much fun to use and also still bullshit and gimmicky. The realization thankfully doesn't include it, so they're able to have more fun with the individual Abnos. Hakma's own breakdown or meltdown in Lobotomy Corp is so well based on it. I am almost certain it has to come back in Limbus Company 2. I beg and plead and hope that it's gonna happen. It's very good. It's just entirely hilarious. No problem, Angela. What happens to Wildland Heathcliff when up against Mild Search Heathcliff instead of coffins, it's caskets? You're gonna get shoved into this web history too. Let's see. Let's calm down a little bit. Let's, not calm down, actually. This is fine. Now, these are in a weird position. These are different kinds of corroded Inquisitors. This is the Venomous Inquisitor. I think it's just fine. It's basically an enemy. It is a just fine enemy. Let me find the other Inquisitors and just put them under just fine, because technically they were mixed with Cogito. They were kind of done for experiments, so I think they're technically abnormalities, but they're fine. They're fine. I don't really like them. I don't really like them that much. They're okay. And now we've made it to Limbus with 80 minutes to spare. I think we can do this. Oh, I put this around twice. That's fine. Okay, there we go. We have All Around Cleaner. This one, I think there's a lot to like here. There isn't an ID. There isn't an ego on it. And I might be giving it too much credit because I'm biased. I'm going to put it around the Little Prince because, A, the ego gift you get from it, 2 flat damage up, pretty nice. But also All Around Cleaner, not only is it an aberration of All Around Helper, but also, like, fucking... It works out so well with Roja's story. I love that so much. Oh, hey, how's it going in here, man? I hope you're having a good time. I hope your salamis are uncurdled. Let's see. No, I think this one's just nice. A lot of these are gonna go up here just because they're nice. Oh, hi, Beanie. Dude, friends are popping out today. That's nice. This one, Telepole. Telepole is weird because I don't think the Abno itself is very interesting to fight or to interact with, or its lore is very interesting. But the ego gear is kind of nice for charge, even though I think it's been overblown. I think this goes above the Wonder Lab section. I think we'll put it around Beauty and the Beast for, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. All right, Ambling Pearl I actually really liked a lot. Ambling Pearl is a funny fight. I like stall tactics. I also think the ego, while a little underwhelming, are like, I appreciate them for what they are. I like that when you have lower HP, they get greater attack weight. The Clam Jam, yeah, exactly. Oh, and the ego gifts are actually really good. I forgot about that. There's a lot to like about this one. I'll put it above Ozma. That's a lot of fun. Ardor Blossom Star, I think, is our first Arcangela tier Limbus Abno. It is annoying. It can be annoying as fuck to fight, especially considering where it appeared. But its specific mentions within, hold on, let me actually get us something different here. How's about, yeah, sure, why not? The fact that it has its own themed mentions and ID in the checkup intervalo, the fight being in Refraction Railway, which feels iconic, the interactions being kind of meh, and it not having an ego, I don't know, I think wherever this is in, I think wherever you see this abnormality, it just hits. Wherever this abnormality appears, it makes an impact. And that is reason enough for me to put it in Arcangela tier. Baba Yaga. Just give me the ego gift, bro. I'm sorry. You know me. I love Roja. You know I love Roja. She has one of the more lame abnormality fights in the Kanto. It's just not a lot of fun. The only time I'm going for it is when I go for solos. I just want the ego gift, dude. Sinking is nice. Rhyme Shank is nice. I guess that means it has literally one thing to like, so it can go right below Rudalta. But everything else, it's eh. Are the aberrations any stronger than the original? They're usually weaker. At least that was mentioned as a trend, but sometimes they're stronger. The biggest notable outlier is Fairy Festivals. Aberrations are typically stronger. Bacilla Soup is funny because soup. I actually like Stew. I like the Stew Ego. They're not very useful, but they're very funny. The abnormality itself in its encounter is kind of nice. I think it's fine.
Like as a creature design, it kicks ass.
Like as a creature design? As a creature design, Baba Yaga kicks ass, but that's not enough for me. I think the Ego Gear gives you a lot of fun, and the choice and the way you get to it are nice. I'd love to actually fight this thing. I would really like to fight this thing, and I want to see more. So, I think overall I'm putting it in yeah, it's fine. But it can go, like... I think it can go around the DRV tier. That's fine. Blubbering Toad. Blubbering Toad's in their Project Moon tier, I think. I think it's around Schadenfreude, yeah? We got Gloopo. Gloopo's stupid and funny, man. I really like Gloopo. I really like the design. I like that you get tremor gifts, despite the fact that this thing doesn't really make use of tremor. It does sinking. I like the fact that everyone loves the croo-hoo sound whenever they see it. I think it may have been annoying to fight in RR1, and people are going to learn that again pretty soon. But I think the design's iconic, and I'm pretty sure my editor will shoot me 7 times in the chest via Der Freischütz if I don't say it's good. So, long live Gloopo. Froggy, I hope you're appeased. There, that's the one little bit Froggy gets to do in the video. Bluish Star, just give me the ego gift, bro. It's fine. This isn't even a disdainful just give me the ego gift, bro. Which I guess means it should be under one thing to like. I'm actually going to put it in it's fine. I think it's just fine. Is it more interesting than some of these others? Yeah. I think it has a good ego gift. I think I'll put it around Parasite Tree. Gloopo was sent... It's quite sad that Gloopo was sent to the Samjo bath. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you follow the community posts, we've been doing a little game where we put Project Moon creators and the Sinners, or rather the entire LCB, Kim Ji-hoon and Gloopo in a room, and seeing who people want to vote out to kill first, or throw into the Samjo tiers, the K-Corp tiers. Check those out on the daily, because every time you elect it, we get little bits of story on who's being campaigned to get out next. Sinclair just died, so I just hope you like that. It's a little bit of fun. Bluish Star is just Blue Star with a fake mustache. Yeah, the ego gift is nice. I don't think it's too useful unless you're running like a lot of sinking or minus coin units. It's just give me the ego gift, bro. It would be this if it weren't for the fact it was connected to Blue Star. Next, Brazen Bull is funny. I know some people don't like fighting it. I appreciate the fact that we fought it 3 times in Kanto 4. I like the design. I like the rusty commemorative coin. I like that it's just suffering when you interact with it. I think there is a lot to like here. I'm going to put it a little bit above all around cleaner. Just because it might be a little annoying to fight to some people, but I think it's genuinely fun, you know? Made me appreciate Zvi Gregor. Well, there you go. Broken Wings. Just give me the ego gift, bro. We already had Broken Wings. I appreciate that the ego gift is the tier 4. That says more about the ego gift than the abnormality. Just give it to me. Let me move on, okay? Let me move on. Carmilla. Well, this is low energy. This is lower energy than I'd like. I want something a little higher energy than that right now. Let's instead go for... Get a little bit of this going. Carmilla was a lot of fun. I'm sorry, I'm calling it Carmilla. 400 Roses. You're right. Let me call it by its proper name. 400 Roses, I think, is a fitting end to Don Quixote's, like, tenure. Oh, hey, thanks for subbing. Don Quixote's tenure as the main character in Limbus Company. I think there's a lot to like here. I think it deserves Archangela tier, probably along the same lines as... I think it's around Blue Star level, in fact. I think so. Also, Carmilla, really good ego gift, really handy for solos. Milarca, cool, sure, whatever. It was a bitch to fight in Kanto 7, and I respect that. And it was not as big a bitch to fight in Refraction Railway. Probably kind of a bitch to fight in the Mirror Dungeon hard mode. But honestly, it's fine. It's whatever. Oh, hey, thanks for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Beanie Bun. Oh, thanks for Prime. Anyone in stream chat? Yeah, I'm sorry, Twitch chat. People don't really see... I don't really get to see a lot what happens, and the TTS is broken. You might want to go to YouTube. Apologies. But no, I think it's iconic, and I just kind of wish we got to see a little more of it. It literally leaves me wanting more, despite already getting enough. I didn't even get into the goddamn ego moves. They're nice. This is Nymph, right? Nymph is the one where we take blood from it, and it gives us the pack. It's one thing to like. It's kind of just give me the ego gift, bro. But I also think it gives us something handy. Oh, that's Centaur. You're right. You're right. The one thing... You're right, it's Centaur, it's Centaur. So wait, this is Centaur and it gives the first aid kit, right? Is it the first aid kit? Or is it the blood pack? I think Nymph is the blood pack. So like, this one would be just give me the ego gift, bro, if it weren't for the fact that I really think it's foreshadowing Otis's Kanto. And I think all of the Doctor ones are going to be very interesting since they're in... It really just tells me... I'm rambling, I'm sorry. I think what separates this from being just give me the ego gift, bro, is the fact that it's almost certainly going to be in a part of Otis's Kanto, and that means doctors are going to be a theme, and I'm excited. This one is just give me the ego gift, bro. I don't care that Centipede Apostle also has an ego move. I think that it's not a great move. I think it's a fine ego 100-footed death maggot. It's the only one that gives poison, but I think we want a lot more support for it. I think it's going to be situational and fun. But as for the abnormality itself, it's kind of whatever. Just give me the ego gift. I want to move on. It's not the most interesting. It's fine. It's the epitome of fine, and not even in this is fine. Limbus fine is much worse than LobCorp fine. That's all I'm saying. Next. Actually, I want to put something else on. Let's go back to the barber. Chattering Skulls? I think it's what? Chattering Skulls? Rattle Me Bones is just give me the ego gift, bro. I don't care about your story. You give me several ego gifts, and I appreciate you doing that. At least I'm more happy to see you in a dungeon than these guys. Child in a Flask, I like it because the child that's out there just wants to be put back in, and I think that's cool. I don't think that puts it too high up, but it makes me think that it's going to be involved with Faust, if not Ryoshu. Ryoshu, lower chance than Faust, but it's also nice that it gives you ego resources, and that'll give me something to work with. That'll make me happy in a solo. It's nice. Yeah, it looks at Faust. That's why it gives you literally one thing to like. What's this called? Gear roly-poly? Time roly-poly? Oh, God. I gotta look it up again. Project Moon tier list. Oh, this was called the... I'm sorry. I need to find the name. Clockwork Time roly-poly. Thank you. This one's a funny one, because it has Everlasting to go with it. It has, no, wait, that's a different one, isn't it? Everlasting's the Time Duck, I'm sorry. This has, Asymmetrical Inertia to go with it, which makes an interesting kind of tremor. And the Clockwork Time Roly-Poly does allow you to level up your IDs and gives, you know, the funny bell. I think there's a lot to like on this one. I think I'll put it right above All Around Cleaner. That's fine. Yeah. This one is Cozy Bed. I think there's... I like this one. Is it above Fragment of the Universe? No. But I do think it's funny that it got 2 egos, was Christmas themed, and was just so colorful. The design's so nice. I'll put it around Bacillus Soup. It's a funny one. It's a funny one. And it also makes the designs for Ishmael and Gregor's ego so cool. I like that they look sleepy. I like that Gregor looks like an old man and Ishmael's just like, she's just eepy. It's very nice. Oh, you. I didn't add you twice, but you're whatever. You can just go in the fine hole. Cyclops, you know what? Good ego gear. Good ego gift. I think the fact that this guy is Kim Ji-hoon is just really funny. The ego gift you get, is nice. The story is nice. I think it really is fine. I think that goes above Puka Caterpillar to me. It's fun. Thank you, Kim Ji-hoon, for your contribution. This one is funny and stupid. This one's really stupid. I think it's Orbital Stabilization Unit. Something like that. I think this goes right below. This one goes right below Fairy Festival. This is just a codependent, dysfunctional relationship made into some really weird objects in the sky. Dimensional Orbit Stabilizer, thank you. This thing is so dumb because depending on who you agree with in the argument, like the core or the stuff that surrounds it, you get different benefits, and they just seem to be pissed at each other. It's so stupid, and it's a great way for me to make non-PM players confused by saying that this is a dysfunctional relationship in an entity. I really want to know the story. Der Fleisch, which I will never pronounce right, I'm sure. Der Fleisch is pretty iconic. I think the fact that it makes you shoot your allies for power is stupid funny. I don't think it's at bird level or magical girl level. I do think it's about the same as Stained Rose level. Der Fleisch shoots. Okay. Der Fleisch shoots. Thank you. Der Fleisch shoots, and the fact that it gave Yisung an ID, an ego for us to fight, and an Abno for us to fight, and still works as a really smart aberration of Der Frey, and therefore also has a design that matches it. Oh god. You know what? It's not quite at their Project Moon tier for me. But I think it's definitely above the Magical Girls and the Birds at this point. Not quite the Jester. Not quite the Jester, but it's close. It's close. This guy's becoming iconic. A little bit more support, and this guy's gonna be super powerful. What is this one? This is another DRV aberration. What was it called again? This is the one that gives you the goggles that are really good with charge. Dimensional Oxidization variant. I think this one's less interesting. The ego gift is fine, but literally just give me the ego gift, bro. I don't care. We're locked in a room with it. We need to leave the room before we're gone. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's fine. I just like the ego gift more than anything else. You are going into just give me the ego gift, bro, because I specifically dislike you. In fact, you're at top of why. This is the one abnormality I really don't care for. This thing suffers so much from Kanto 1 syndrome. This thing is just really slow to fight. It's not a challenge at all. Its only purpose is to give Sinclair probably his best Teth ego, which is just an obligation at this point. And also to give a little context to Alex and Yuri's story in Kanto 1. This thing, whenever I see it appear in a mirror dungeon, I'm not happy to see it because it's easy. I'm annoyed to see it because it's a waste of a gimmick. I get it. You have to attack the little devotees so that they can be sacrificed and your sinners don't get hurt. Takes a little bit of mindfulness when you're at Kanto 1. Fine. It takes some level of doing, but it doesn't take a lot, really. And then once it's done, it just keeps attacking its own units. It rarely ever attacks you, and it kills itself. This thing, from a gameplay perspective, is very antithetical to what Limbus should be about, and I never want to fight it more than once. I really, really, really don't like it and think it's a waste of space after Kanto 1. So, there you go. Why? Could have even been a better fight, frankly. Not even that good a concept, even worse execution. The whale, though! I think it's one of the few fightable Abnos that goes this low on a lot to like here. Mainly because, well, maybe I can be convinced. I think I can be convinced it's higher. No, you know what? Yeah. I think it goes near the top of a lot to like here. This one was our first official VoV ego announced because Sunshower was retroactively changed to evolve. The paralysis people say gets annoying. I think it's okay because it teaches you to work around paralysis in a bad situation and teaches you to count it. I think that it was really interesting to see its personality. I think the animation that it has in the ego move is gorgeous. I appreciate the fact that Ryoshi was also given this one. I also like this because, well, it helps you recover SP a lot, at least in the short term. There is a lot to like about this one, and the fight is fine, even if the ego is more memorable. But I love the fact that the mouth just goes all the way down, you know? And it's an aberration of the goddamn dreaming current. It's so sweet. I like that a lot. The dreaming electric sheep. I think there is a lot to like, but the fight is also the weakest part of it. I'm gonna put this one below Ambling Pearl. I like sheep because of the Dawn Merrepair ego. That's true. There's a lot to like because of it. The ego are nice. They're good charge supports. They're good teths. The fight is interesting, but only because it's in an RR and it comes after the Envy Bacatula. I think the fight afterward is just kind of a drag. It's either a drag or it's really easy to just power through. I know it's thematic. I know it goes to like put the cables on the generator so it's trapped. I think the story is fine. I think at worst it's mid. At the worst, the qualities of it are mid. But I think there's enough pretty good here that I really like it. I think it's fun. Drenched Gossipium is so funny to me. I think it is the don't touch me of abnormalities in Limbus. This thing you seldom ever want to get the ego gift. They mention that in lore. I almost lost to the sheep since I didn't read it. Yeah, that'll do it. Like, even in lore, in its own log, they say you don't want its gift. The fight was funny because it was meant to be hard in RR3. The second gift it has, the Drenched Gossipium, or the Red Gossipium, is actually really good. And it's just made to be so goddamn annoying. I think it does what it does well in a bombastic way, because the worst thing it does is make a bad ego gift that's notoriously terrible. But the good stuff it does is it's a fine fight, it's a really good entry in the logs, and it's a great other ego. I like it. I think it's really funny. Wait, its second gift is Tangled Bundle? Okay, but like the Red Gossipium has to be related to it. I'm gonna let it be related to it. The Tangled Brindle is whatever. Drunkard. Drunkard is fine. I think Drunkard, there's something to like here. I'll put it above the Orbital Stabilizer. Drunkard doesn't do much. He's just a chill guy that wants a beer. He wants to share it with you, and he gives you an ego gift that makes it easier to deal damage when enemies are staggered. I think it's fine. I like it. He's just so chill. So, the Drifting Fox. I think it has to at least go under a lot to like here, right? I think it just misses. It just misses the sauce that the Arcangela tier has, but I think it goes above the Dream Devouring Silk Current. This one gave us Potential Man. You can't hate it. This one also gave us a fight that's, I think, one of the better ones in RR2. I really like this fight because you had to play around with the attack weight buffs that the enemies would get. You also needed to just be aware of how to stack Rupture if you wanted to really well. The SP drop I know a lot of people don't like because it's almost like artificial difficulty, but it's one of the first few times that really it tried to give us greater difficulty in Limbus Company by using SP, by saying like, oh, you're at 45 and you're steamrolling? Let's fix that a little bit. I respect that. And I also think both the IDs and the ego for it are pretty iconic, so that's enough for it to get here. It feels a lot like that it's Lobotomy Corp styled. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. This one is just fine. Give me the ego gift. I think this one is a great fundamental abnormality to fight, so it'll go at the top of just give me the ego gift, bro. I don't remember what Ebony Queen's Apple even gives me, but it's the first Abno we fight, so it's kind of iconic. But honestly, I don't really care that much. Oh, Dongbei used the ego for Sun Shower. You're right. I just don't care. This suffers from Kanto 1 syndrome. I'm sorry, dude. It's nerfed in lore. That is true. You're right. But still, that doesn't mean it had to be nerfed in the Mirror Dungeon, unless it's copying our memories. But whatever. Let's see, what else? We have, what is it, Bereaved Traveler on a Foreign Road or something like that? This one is fine. Like, it's fine. It's like, it's fine. I think this one's fun because it gives you a little story to go down. It gives you a little adventure. Explorer on a Bereaved Road. Thank you. Explorer on a Bereaved Road. Okay, thank you. This one feels like a choose your own adventure because when you interact with it, you get a few different, series of choices. And I still haven't gone down the different paths it has. It gives us the Sinking Compass, which is nice. I think we can get some costs too. The design is nice. I kind of want to fight it. It's not top of my list, but I would love to see more of it. I'm interested in it. Feels like an RR final boss. Might be something for Otis, TBH. That could be fun. Fey Lantern. You know, this one eventually got me. I didn't like it a lot at first because all I knew was the fight. In like, what was it, RR3? No, RR2, this was an RR2 fight. But then we got like Yi Song's unit, we got Yi Song's Fey Lantern Ego, and I think that one just really scratched my itch with Clash Lose wishes. So, you know what? This one goes right below Yin and Yang. Right below Yin and Yang. I think it's fun. Midwinter Nightmare, you're right, is also very good. We'll put it here. It's also an aberration of Meat Lantern, which makes me happy. We have Aira, the man himself. The Fairy Gentleman. I think that there's enough on this man that he is Project Moon. You know what? Nah, he goes above the... chat, what do you think? Above or below? I think below the map. I think below. Below Silent Orchestra feels fun. Again, another one that's easy to draw. He's a big chungus. He's a big boy. I'm always happy to see him whenever I fight him because the fight is fine. He's got a likable personality. It's honestly all only here in vibes. He's our meme, you're right. And also, like, gave us Slosh Mail. How can I not appreciate that? He's an incredible specimen. I'm gonna put him above Scorch Girl for that. He's also just polite. He's a polite and likable guy. You could, in theory, invite him to his house, and he might not eat someone. It's great. It's great. All right, let's see. And then we've got Fairy Longlegs, which is Germa, which I'm gonna put under the Scorched Girl. Actually, no, you go at the bottom of there, Project Moon. You belong here, but you're the Waluigi to the Wario. You're kind of a rat bastard.
Longlegs is bumming so much good aura, gentlemen, but I like him.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. This guy just reminds me of Dan Backslide. He'll steal us and no one will ever know. And also, the poise gift he gives us, really important for a poise build, I'm just saying. It's great. Fairy Gentleman 985 is very at home here. Okay. Archangela tier, but very lower on Archangela tier. Well, I'll put it begrudgingly above the Moth. So... Rotten Apple, or like, yeah, no, I forget what it's called. Golden Apple, Rotten Apple, I genuinely forget the name, I'm blanking on it right now. Going above the Ardor Blossom Moth, like, it's there because of Yuri. It's there because of Yuri, 100%. And also Maggots, and also Legerdemain. False Apple, thank you very much. False Apple, I think is just here because of its importance to the story. It is one of the most impactful moments that a person that is just getting into Limbus Company will see. And I think that's enough, frankly. I think that's enough to justify it. One day, there may come a time where I force the people I work with to engage with Limbus in some way, and I think the False Apple moment is gonna be their first really impactful moment. Just give me the ego gift, bro. Bro, just give me the ego gift. This is Forsaken Employee. It gives you the keycard charge ego gift. It's kind of got a nice design, along with, you know, themed with the Forsaken Murderer. I just don't really like that it makes us lose 30 SP in the event to get it. And it's not the best charge ego gift either. So I just want the gift. The story is kind of nice, but I'm not really interested. Then we've got... I know it's an aberration of Funeral of Dead Butterflies. What's this one called again? I don't even remember this one. Or remember its name, rather. It is the... Scrolling down. It is... I'm looking for it. It's called Dying Butterfly? Okay, it's Dying Butterfly. It's fine. I appreciate the story with it. That, you know, it makes you tell it whether it passed or failed a test. It's a little sweet. You don't need to win to get it. You don't need to win to get what? I think it's okay. I think it is an okay abnormality, but I'm really just here for the gift. The story is fun, but I don't really care about much else. This thing, yeah, man just wants a job. Man is unemployed for the rest of his life, and now it's time for his head to burst. Good day. Yeah. Oh, you don't need to win to get the gift. Oh, I see that's what you're saying. I mean, still, it's annoying. Oh, the ego gift for the Forsaken Murder aberration so you don't lose SP. Oh, if you don't win, you don't lose the SP, but you get the gift? I get it. Okay. This one is literally one thing to like, and it's money. I want to get money from this thing. I will give this a firm handshake and let it just nosh on my palm. I love the fact that it's both a man and also a hand. I think it is one of the most funniest little grippers in the world, so golden grip is fine in my book. I look forward to fighting it because I bet it's gonna have a dumbass currency gimmick to it too. It's so nice. Yes, I do love money. Speaking of hands, just give me the gift, bro. What is this, like a turtle? I mean, I guess I do like the turtle. I think it's fine. I'll put it below the child in a flask. It's got a nice design. I think its interaction has some symbolism with the fact that the hand pushes you away, but just give me the glove, man. Just give me the glove. Handshake of handshakes. Thank you. And do you want to get beat hurdily is going to represent you must become strong in the others. There's a lot to like. I think the thing to like the least of this one is its fight, right? Can we handshake on that? But I think it goes around the level of Dream Devouring Silt Current.
The city that I live in.
Right? The design is iconic. The little dungeon event that you have to do where you get to gamble with it is really fun. The fact that it talks in such broken dialogue is really funny. And Screw Loose Wallop, one of my more favorite Merceau egos. And its ego gifts are still pretty good. This thing's just a really good time in any moment you're not fighting it. Boring fight, iconic design. Exactly. Yes, 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 yes. Headless Ichthys. I mean... Guys, I gotta do it. It's the Fluid Sac Abnormality, man. The thing is, Fluid Sac is only good because of the numbers. Fluid Sac's own... And it's not just Fluid Sac. Faust Fluid Sac is just really good for strategy. But Don Quixote's Fluid Sac, I would argue, is really fun if you need to win a clash and deal a lot of sinking, which I think is fine. The Big Funny Clap. The Big Funny Clap. This spell will conclude victory. Yeah, pretty much. The Big Funny Clap. The Blood Vomit, I think, is also iconic to it. And I think it also is just splashing around when you meet it in its little dialogue options. I think it's very cute in its own way. And I'm surprised that we haven't met it in story, but I guess that either is going to wait until Otis, or it just doesn't need to be with Otis. I think it's a funny little fish, and it makes me happy. Does it need to be anything else? Now we've got, what is it? False Emperor's Throne, I believe, is the name of this? Heavenly Commander's Throne, I'm sorry. Heavenly Commander's Throne is gonna be such a pain in Merceau's Kanto, and I would not be surprised if it's an Aleph Abnormality. I actually hope it is. I think there's a lot to like, and I'll put it right below the Little Prince because of it. Heavenly Commander's Throne is a bitch to win with most of its dialogue options. It looks like a weird chimera-ass monster, and it's just gonna punish you because there is no purpose to your words, which feels very much like it's Merceau flavored because the man just wants to follow orders, and also heaven. And I'm just really a big fan of anything that makes you be decisive with what you do. So it really just gets me, it makes me happy. I'm excited for it. It is the potential throne. You're right. All right, next, the Scribe. What is it? Heavenly Executor's Scribe. This one is good because of its ego gifts. I think there's a lot to like here. I think the design itself is fun. I look forward to fighting it. I think this actually just goes right below the Brazen Bull, because I think once we get the Abno fight, it's going to be so iconic that it gets to the same level as Heavenly Commander's Throne, or above it for a bit. It's got the drip. It's very fitting for Roja and Merceau to have those ego. Lithograph is great for soloing and as a healing ego. It's just nice. The only thing that it's lacking is, in my opinion, in its interaction. But that's fine. Yes. Highway Devotee. Highway Devotee always makes me think of that goddamn Panic at the Disco song. But it also gives us the signpost to nowhere. I think this has to be in a lot to like here, right below the Scribe. This has to be in a lot to like here, right below the Scribe. The fact that it gives you money just for existing at the end of a floor, it's a bit of an investment, but it's fun. I appreciate the design and the fact that it says, hey, go back, don't go anywhere. There is no right answer, just turn around. I think it's really funny. Milepost of Survival, thank you very much. LA Devotee, also correct. And funny little story. It is the first time I've ever had to correct one of my editors on PM Lore for something that was not at all their fault. So if you guys saw my Sinclair solo video, near the end, there's a moment where we talk about strategy, and like figuring out a path forward at the end, like in the final fight. And my editor's son, who made that one, which bless her heart, she did a fantastic job. Biggest project I've ever put her on. Used this Abnormality's art to help work with figuring out a path. And she ended off by having the Abnormality direct me over to the right, which in lore was going to be wrong because that's not what the Abnormality does. And I knew I was going to get comments about it. So I just said, hey, son, it's fine. This is a good bit. Just put text here that says, like, this is a terrible idea, and people will be fine with it. It's one of those things where an Abnormality's personality is so nice and antithetical to what you'd think that it can confuse anyone, and I just kind of appreciate that. I just like it. It's fun. I returned to see Singing Machine and Angela tier. I approve. Hey, man, I gotta give credit where it's due. Hole in the man. Why do we not have this for Merceau yet, dude? Why do we not? Yes, it is LA Devotee, next gamer. Why do we not? Like, the gray coat gift is nice. I think this is gonna be like Firebird tier. We have just about nothing else other than the interaction in the gift. The man just shoots himself. I don't know if he's meant to be related to Durfry, but I don't think so, because it's just a gun. But this man is gonna be in the Merceau Kanto, probably with the Heavenly Commander's throne, and maybe Heavenly Executor's scribe. Probably both, yeah. I'm just looking forward to it, but it's a potential Abno. Hurting Teddy Bear, I think, is one step above Happy Teddy Bear. I think it's fine. I think it's cute. The ego gifts are not that good for it. It's an easy fight in Don Quixote's Kanto and in RR. I think the sauce is there, but it's a very mild sauce, you know? I don't know, you know what? I'll give it this. It can be the new gatekeeper of yeah, it's fine. Like Fragment of the Universe, this thing has its fundamentals down, but it doesn't have the sauce. I don't think it does. Oh wait, the ego! No, you're right. Hold up. I forgot about the ego. The ego actually does mean there's a lot to like here. You're so right. I forgot about it. You're so right. I forgot about it. Let me put this a bit higher because Roja's got one of the few healing, corroding ego now with that one. The Sinclair and Faust one are really fun. I think there's a lot to like here after all. It goes around Crumbling Armor for me now. It's fun. It's fun. Curse can also help a lot. Yeah, I gotta give credit where it's due. KQE is an interesting one. I think I gotta put this in yeah, it's fine tier. This goes in yeah, it's fine tier because it's a weird Abno. It's a weird aberration of nothing there. And I don't know why exactly. I understand that it's like a tour to nowhere in some ways, but it just bewilders me. I'm not holding that against it, but it bewilders me. It was in the first Refraction Railway, and I like the idea of the ability to kidnap a sinner in its fight, which I think is cute. And the little interface you use when interacting with it in the event is also nice, but like, I don't think it sticks out too much, yeah. It's not an aberration of nothing there. Let me fact check that, because I'm pretty sure it is. This is what I've been acting under for a long-ass while. Hold on. Limbus Company Wiki. Holy Airball? Let me check. Oh, wait. No, this is Wiki GG. Let's see. KQE, or is it KJE? It's KQE. Let's see. Control F, ABERR. Is it not an aberration? I was told so long ago that it was an aberration, and I could have sworn I saw it in actual lore. Like, in something canon. Wait, is this not the case? KQE, nothing there. Nothing about this? Oh no! Wait, is this just gaslighting from the fandom wiki? Hold up. Nothing. It's likely a coincidence. God damn it, no, I gaslit myself. It's not an aberration. Okay, I feel so much better knowing that. I'm just wrong. I'm actually happy to be wrong, because that makes so much more sense. That makes so much more sense. People assumed because they had the same number. Okay. Okay, well then, it's still fine. I guess I'll put it under KJH. It'll go under Kim Ji-hoon because now it makes it less iconic, but that actually gives me so much peace. The world feels more right now that I know it's not an aberration. Thank you, I feel better. Monkey Tree. This is stupid. This is a stupid abnormality. It's going right with all-around cleaner. Thunder Branch is really good. The fact that you can just keep watering it and eventually get the guaranteed good result is really silly and stupid. Monkey Tree, I feel like, will be really terrifying to fight as a Rupture unit. So, I'm just saying, maybe get ready for that in Kanto 9 because it has Monkey in it. So, yeah. That's going to be thematic for Ryoshu. It's just, it's a little pocket of happiness for me because the Ego Gift is great, the interaction is stupid funny and also stupid, and I love it, and some people hate it. But what's there not to like? I enjoy that. Oh, this thing. Right, I put this on the list. So this does not have a name. This is from the Wild Hunt CG when Virgilius is saving our ass. This is a Picatula. It is a Picatula design we have not seen. Just like a big bulbous creature with many eyes. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's there. I want to say it's a living envy Picatula that wasn't transformed into anything. But I'm putting it there. It shouldn't count, but I'm putting it here because, hey, Kim Ji-hoon, what the fuck was this? I feel the need to bring it up. I just feel the need. Tier 3 Lust? Maybe? But I really doubt it because of the number of eyes and tendrils it has. Why would we luxuriate, though? I guess maybe the tentacles, but we didn't fight any of those. Gluttony I could see. I want to say that it's an untransformed Envy Picatula. But we'll see. It's also green, so who knows? Ah, yes. My form empties. I feel like this one isn't quite. It's not quite there Project Moon tier, but it is pretty damn iconic. My form empties, I think, goes around 400 roses tier. The fight is a pain in a mirror dungeon, and that's the point. It is a very good final boss of a first refraction railway, because I believe it is the first fight that makes you think. If we're gonna count that it happens before Kanto 4, which we should, because it was released before then, it is the first fight that makes you consider the order of how you defeat enemies, and either forces you to kill them in one turn in order to procedurally get them down, or it makes you just stack up karma. I think this is one that rides almost purely off of gameplay, because the ego are a little underwhelming. Heathcliff's ego is better than Otis's ego in that one. The gift is fine. The other gift, its special hidden gift, is not that great. But just the aura it has and the fact that it's, I believe, the strongest one the sinners have encountered in lore, that's worth mentioning. Okay. This guy, I think, is just silly. This is the most well-intentioned, literally one thing to like on here. This is just overdue assignment. Overdue assignment is so stupid. You get a little contract for saying that you're not gonna stop doing your homework on time, and it gets mad and attacks you like the little serpent of papers if you don't. It's just Project Moon being stupid and silly, and I respect it. All right, Pagoda Veneration. I like the ego for it, even though they're very plain. I like the design more than I like the ego. It's just stacking rocks. I think this is one of the most middling abnormalities out there. Very big middling. Yeah, the overdue assignment is very dramatic with its speech about homework. I think that's really funny. I think that's really sweet. This thing is like the epitome of it's fine. I don't really like it. I don't really hate it. Thank you for the subscription, friend. The ice has got to be superbia since it's a wheel with eyes in the middle. That is a good case to make. I just wish it were blue if that were the case, you know? But no, this is the most fine of abnormalities that's ever fined out there. So it's gonna go around here. Let's see. Let's get back to Revenge. Coffee and Cranes. This gives me Merceau energy. I like this one. This is another one where I just like the interaction and I like the ego gift more. It just says, hey, do you want the job? Yes? Okay, well, here's a fight. Do you want the job? No. Well, okay, that makes my life easier. And then it just makes its little cranes fight, and you get little coffee and cranes from it. I think that's really sweet. You up for it? Yeah. Paper Chairman is also a very good cosplay. I think that's gonna put it up to, yeah, it's fine tier, actually. We can't really fight it, but I'll put it above KQE just for that alone. Sure. Pink shoes. Okay. People are gonna go hog wild for how Ishmael and Hong Lu really owned this. Like, okay, this, if anything, is what warrants a drip check, right? I mean, it was so notorious that I decided to put it in the thumbnail for the end of the Kanto 8 streams. The ego itself is kind of underwhelming, the fights themselves are underwhelming, but it's just freaky and stupid. I think it goes under your bald tier. Portrait is a fun one. There's a lot to like about Portrait, I feel. I think that one's gonna go right below Dream Devouring Silt Current. Actually, a little above it. The ego gifts for this one are fun. The ego for these, I feel like, are really good, low-cost sinking gifts. I think Ishmael's is great. I think Gregor's, not Solomon, I'm sorry. Gregor's Bygone Days is a really nice passive. Ishmael's Bygone Days is a really good evolution on sinking to turn you into an emotional vampire. The fight is kind of fun, nice for RR4. And I think the design is really silly and stupid and cute. I think it's nice. And it can do a sinking deluge, which I will give it credit for. Not everything can do that. Good way to level playing field. Oh, right. Resident of Metropolaris. This thing is stupid. The one thing I like about it, beyond the gift, which I remember liking the gift, I just forget what the gift is, I'm sorry. But I remember how it just hated being touched. This thing was just so scared of being touched that it ran away. I said, why the hell would you do that? Now all of my society will collapse, even though it's the last resident. I think there's some shit in here that we're gonna see. It also looks like it might be a resident of Encore. I think it's very interesting. It might be a Kanto 10 style abnormality. I'm very curious to see what we get with it. Rising actions, just give me the ego gift, bro. I don't care about it. I'm gonna walk into you. You're nothing. Just give me the goddamn gift. You'll go above this one. Rose Hunter is silly. Rose Hunter is stupid. Oh, it's the T3 Charge Shield. Thank you. That's what a Resident of Metropolaris is. Got it. Charge Barrier, okay. Rose Hunter has a lot to like, I feel. It's very charming. I'm gonna put it above the Portrait because I think it has just a little bit more personality. It's another famous horse in Limbus Company, and you gotta give it that credit to be one of the apocalyptic horses. It's also got some good rupture gifts. Its interactions when you meet it in a mirror dungeon are fun, and I think the fight is just kind of silly, especially in RR5. When, like, your gifts are gonna let it do a little stronger. It's a cool Abno. It's just cool. If this came out, actually, if Rose Hunter came out before Headless Ichthyus did, I think this would be higher, but alas, Headless Ichthyus is iconic. Sandolph? Sandolph is fine. It's gonna go above Rudalta. But Sandolph is fine. Dude, how did you make your aberration so much more interesting than the original, man? Sandolph is like... Rudalta hates Santa, but wants kids to get presents for behaving well and still makes them cry in the process. Meanwhile, Sandolph is just raging and going on a massacre, making sure that kids should get presents. This one is just like the scary kid that doesn't talk in class, where Sandolph is the berserker that's just trying to be a himbo and give people everything they want, and is just violently harming things. This is the kid that got a cat and accidentally of mice and mend it, if you catch my drift. So yeah, Rudalta, but silly. Yeah! I like that a lot. Genuinely the best thing to come out of Miracle and District 20. Dear God, what a horrible intervalo. We got the Hohenheim aberration now. Sorry, we got the Hohenheim abnormality now. We've got... why am I blanking on the name? I know this one. Don't tell me, chat. Don't tell me. Shock Centipede. Duh, I should know that one. There's a lot to like here. I don't think it's as iconic as, like, To Beat Hurtley, but I think it's more iconic than Fey Lantern. Shock Centipede is funny, not just because of Hohenheim, but also because I like that it just rides in agony in its moves. I think it also gives you some of the best ego gifts. Its interaction is very telling of the situation it's in. It's very good for Envy because it feels it's insignificant and sad, which, by the way, guys, in about a week, we're gonna have the Sin Shin Mong video, and that's gonna give a lot more info on Envy that we are so overdue for, and I love that. You're gonna love it. It's made me appreciate Envy so much more. But I think everything around this one is just kind of cute. Again, it has ego gifts that are pretty good. I wish we could have seen the ego gear and maybe get an ID from it. Maybe once we get a Bokgak, we'll get a Hohenheim ID for it. The fight, it drags on a little bit. It's not the most entertaining, but I think it's charming what it does. It's pretty damn good. And also AEDD is nice. It's not the best, but I think it's nice. It gives the rupture gift. Yes, it does give the rupture gift. Sign of Roses. I don't like this one as much as others may think. I think it's a fine fight. I think it's a good ending to RR2. If I remember correctly, the gifts it gives are underwhelming, though. But I do think that it was a nice little send-off to the Refraction Railway. Oh, right, and also Sign of Roses Gregor, actually. That's kind of iconic. Never mind. Kim Ji-hoon just loves it. Sign of Roses Gregor is actually giving this a little bit of leeway to put it right above Yin and Yang. I just think it's silly. I always love using it not just for heals, because I think the passive was fun, but also it's just pretty and colorful, and the fight, when you go into it, makes certain sin affinities stronger or weaker. I don't know. There's a lot of sauce here. It's not fully cooked, but I think it's fun. It's ominous and fun. Skin Prophet. Yeah, it's fine. Skin Prophet has a fine fight. I think it's better as a boss fight than a mirror dungeon fight, if you catch my drift. Actually, no, I take that back. It actually is a fun boss fight. I think this goes into there's a lot to like about it. Mainly because if you're in a mirror dungeon, you're kind of encouraged to, like, brute force it down where you can. And I like that. I like that in Refraction Railway, you basically had to play by its gimmick. Yeah, exactly. You had to play by its gimmick in the Refraction Railway. You had to remove its skin. The ego it has that are associated with it are not that good, but I think they're cute. I think they're cute additions, and I think it's fun to just try and beat it to death turn 1. It's fun. Let's see. Yes, Sleeping Bag of the Olden Days. There is so much to like about this one. Do I put it in Arcangela tier? I think I do. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I think I have to retroactively put some of these in Arcangela tier as well. Hold up. Retroactively? Because, like, if False Apple and Ardor Blossom Moth are going in Arcangela tier, then we gotta put Drifting Fox, Headless Ichthys. Not the Silk Current, though. Silty can stay down here. That's fine. Sleeping Bag of the Olden Days should not work as well as it does. You know what? No. I'm gonna put it above 400 Roses. Here's why. This sucker. Hold on. Hear me out, y'all. This sucker has a really good ego gift. The boss fight is actually a lot of fun inside of RR5. The interaction you have for it feels really interesting and weird because you just have to, like, give a little guy inside of a ribcage a nebulizer. And both of the ego are, like, part of the new Pride evolution where you get permanent buffs for killing sinners. I think it's really cool. I think everything that it does is iconic and it knocks it out of the park. And it didn't have to. This one, 400 Roses, kind of had to be good and had more opportunities. This one didn't. It didn't have to be there, but it's shown up every time and I really appreciate it. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna put it right below the Magical Girls. I think it's such good execution that it's required. Rose Hunter should be Archangel because he's hot. Vetoed. But I appreciate hearing your input, musicians of Bremen. Sleepyhead. Bro, just give me the ego gift. Just give me the ego gift. It's a fine ego gift. It's a damn good ego gift. But I don't really care about this toy giraffe. I don't care about Jeffrey the Giraffe. Toys R Us is dead, man. Maybe I'll care about it more because this gives me some Faust energy. But I don't think Sleepyhead is very interesting until we get a fight. I think that's the only thing that's gonna make it more interesting, is if we get a fight of it. Maybe I'll change my mind then, but until then, like, getting a little bit of additional cost in a mirror dungeon fight is really nice. Right, Venom Inquisitor. You're at least a little interesting, so you can go up top of the Inquisitor pile. Smoky Old Man. This is actually the kindest just give me the ego gift, bro. The ego gift is really nice, best thing about it, but the interaction leaves me wanting more. This is one of the abnormalities I really want to fight. Screw it, above Rudalta, why not? We'll put it above Rudalta. He's a weird, stupid, silly grandpa that looks like a Tumblr sexy man if they experience twink death. And also he emits smoke. He might. Is he an aberration of the old lady, actually? Hold up. Wait, hold up. It's related to old lady. Wait, I didn't know that. May have a connection to this with Wizard of Oz, but also resembles the Yellow Brick Road. Wait! Oh, that's really sweet. That actually gives it a little bit more in my book. I'll put it... You know what? It's fine now. That makes it fine to me. It can go with old lady. That's fine. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. The happy couple. The one that reminisces and the one that wishes. Oh, so that no one will cry. All right. This thing has a lot to like. This thing I think could have been super interesting. I think this one's really fun. I think this one's a lot of fun, but also just kind of sauceless at the same time. You'll understand soon, if you don't already. I think this one belongs a spot above Hole in the Man. Mostly associated with Talisman Cleric, correct. And then it got nerfed, which I think the nerf doesn't detract from it being interesting. Actually, it does, because if the power of that stayed, it would have been wild, man. And it needed to be nerfed. It needed to be.
No One Will Cry has got my appreciation recently since we shot down Sinclair in the Bronx.
Yeah, and I think the ego that Dawn has with this one is actually really damn fun. We also have, like, the ego gift, not the ego gift, the ego passive on Dawn. That makes it so that it's got the little crit doll effects, which I think is cool. I think the talisman is also very interesting. Oh, and look at it moving up, look at it moving up, look at it moving up. It's more interesting because this might be the first info we have on Q Corp. Like, our first info on Q Corp may have come from here. It has a little boss fight in Kanto 4 with Mariel. And it might be related to the talismans that we see in Kanto 8. Like that Jouet Pan has, like, so that no one will cry. I just want to check on it. Control F ZUE. Okay, so the wiki doesn't mention Jouet Pan here. Honestly, kind of a missed opportunity, but oh well. Either way, I think this talisman one is really cool. It's just kind of dragged down by the fight it's in. It's not the most interesting, but I want to see more of it. I would love a stronger version or a related version, or an aberration for that matter. Jouet Pan's a freak. Jouet Pan's a great freak. I would rate him so high if he were in the first tier list. I love that fucker. The Spiral of Contempt. There's a lot to like here. I think it's got to go around the same level of False Apple, right? This guy is now the Joie Han Abnormality, and no one can convince me otherwise. The fight here being at the end of RR3 is iconic. It's not the hardest fight, but I love the fact that it's the first time in gameplay we see an official association of the sins to the different statuses, which, by the way, is what inspired me to make the first sin video. If I never caught that, if I wouldn't have caught that as quickly if it weren't for this ID. I'm sorry, I wouldn't have caught that as quickly if it weren't for this abnormality, and get so curious about it. The fact that the fact that Joie Juan also uses the ego gear for it is so fitting because he's such a goddamn hater, and the awe gift you get at the start is really nice. I think this is such an interesting abnormality to explore that we've only got the crust of it down. It gives long-haired Ryoshu Vav ego, you're right, and honestly, more interesting Vav than others. Not as powerful, but it's more interesting. Let's see. Now we've got... Oh god, what was this thing called again? Names don't take my tongue. Spider of Marriage, that's it. The Spider of Marriage, just give me the ego gift, bro. It's not that interesting. It's not that interesting, no. But the ego gift is fine. I'm just not terribly interested in the gift either. I think the art is fine, but there's not much going on, really. I think it's okay. I'll wait until we get the fight in our Railway or something else. In Railway, in a Mirror Dungeon, who knows, who knows. Now we've got, what is it? Star Luminary? Vision Luminary? Star Luminary, yeah. Just give me the ego gift, bro! It's a good ego gift! They made it good! Ever since they, buffed it, the ego gift's kinda nice now. Just failed the check? Wait, are you serious? You failed the check? Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could just get better results by failing the check. That's interesting. I want some good... I keep going back through the same songs. Let me get something a little different here. We can get... What's this? Ooh, little too intense. Can we get Millfinger Tojo? No, let's get let's go back to Mad Rat Dead. There you go. Star Luminary is fine. So wait, if you lose it, it gives you a bunch of sanity. Oh, that's nice, actually. No, that is nice. I don't know, I like that it feels like an aberration of Blue Star, but I haven't seen it do much yet. This is one of the few that I don't think we're ever gonna get a fight of. I hope to be wrong, because I think it's cool, but the ego gift is the most interesting thing. Steam Transport Machine. This one is gonna be controversial. but I like this one a lot. It is actually one of my favorite abnormalities in this game because of the fight. Okay, so hear me out on this one. This is one of my bigger hear me outs. First off, simple stuff out of the way. It's an aberration of the backward clock. Sure, whatever, fine. It's fun, it's on legs, it's kind of silly. It's the silly number one. The tremor gifts it gives are pretty nice. I mean, and the tremor gift it gives, like the tier 1 one, kind of one of the best artifacts that you can get in the Slay the Spire mod. I know that shouldn't count, and it doesn't, but I am saying it. And about the fight. This fight, I think, is when they really wanted to make Limbus Company combat interesting. Because it really made you think during it. Yes, I did say My Form Empties was the first fight that really made you think in order to get through it.
And in its long, it burns Dawn's eyes off, so that's fun.
Oh yeah, that's true. It is fun in that way. Isn't it quite funny how we got 2 long-haired Dawn IDs and Ego back-to-back? Last season, it's Yearning and M-Dawn. Current season, it's Queen of Hatred. That's a good point. I didn't consider that. I mean, hell, the hairstyle worked and they did it again. Steam Transport Machine in combat, though. This requires you to have one specific skill, and it punishes you for not having it within the fight in RR2, and that is knowing how to thread the needle on damage. If you are unable to just make the most of damaging it right before its body is broken, you'll do 1/4 damage the rest of the way, and it'll just keep attacking you until you're paced. And a lot of people found that annoying. I found it very interesting and very old PM style, where if you handle it wrong, the abnormality will punish you for it. And I thought that was really cool. And they did kind of nerf it when they brought it to the Mirror Dungeon, but they did that with all of them, and I kind of appreciate how they nerfed it. So it's fine to me, that's fine. The new player killer, yeah. So yeah, that's my main take on it. I know some people hate it. I love this sucker. It's one of my favorite fights in the game. Let's see, Frey, how do you pronounce your last name? Cheqama. This one, okay. This one is just a kind, chill guy. But just give me the ego gift, bro. Like, I appreciate Sunset Wayfarer for the fact that it's chill, for the fact that it's got a nice original design. But we know that the ego gift outshadows this thing every time. What is it, the Eclipse of Scarlet Moths? Or something like that? That ego gift is so good for soloing, it's so good for damage building, it's just nice and handy, and I appreciate it. It makes life so much easier. The abnormality is nice. When we fight it, I'm sure I'm gonna be ranking it higher up if and when. But right now, just give me the ego gift. I appreciate it. Cheqama, something like that, yeah. Okay, as to what Stuck in Heaven seal is, like, did it fuse with Burrowing Heaven? Let's talk about it. Stuck in Heaven? I think this one goes at the bottom of a lot to like here. Because it's associated with the Burrowing Heaven, sure, and I think that already makes it really interesting. Stuck in Heaven doesn't want you to look at it, and it also gives you a lot of pride, or it gives you a pride ego gift, which I think is interesting and thematic because, you know, don't look at me or else you'll get punished or something like that. Heavenly, Stuck in Heaven. The fact that it's named Stuck in Heaven I also find interesting, but it really just makes me wonder what's in there. It makes me want to see more. So it's in a potential Abno spot for me. But I like what I've seen so far. I just wish there was more, right? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. Stuck in Heaven is interesting because apparently you can't look away from it. Oh! It's like once you look at it, you are just fucked. Got it. Okay. I feel that. Let's change things up now. We're nearing the end. We'll slow down a little bit. The fourth front of the Smoke War. Hey guys, Hod from Library of Ruin is here. In wire form. We don't interact with this one much, but I think this one goes alongside Monkey Tree. The Smoke and Wires gift that it gives is like on the same level as the Thunder Branch. Otis Abnormality? Yeah, pretty much. It's on the same level as Monkey Tree here, where you do need to do pretty well in its encounter in order to get the gift. But I also think that's warranted, and also just rides, kind of like how I imagine it. I imagine it would ride like Shock Centipede. I love the fact that you have to climb up on it and like pull a wire as well. There's just something that feels very disturbing about it. I appreciate that, and it's left its mark with the gift alone. So that's nice. It's fun. King and Binds? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was a little let down by this one. I want to like it, And I think I like it for the ego gear, or not, I'm sorry. I want to like it, but I think I like it for the ego more than I like the abnormality itself. It's kinda boring ever since RR4 was there. Like, this is one of the few where I think the RR4 inclusion actually made it worse for me. Because, yeah, it was ordering the Envy to fight, sure. It was, you know, also having a lot of good ways to invoke sinking and had a custom status, that was fine, but is kind of a slog of a fight. Royalty's nice, positions of power are fine, but I feel like this one just didn't do enough that's interesting in the fight to really justify it. And now that we know that's about all we'll ever see of it, the wonder's gone, so now it's just fine. The fourth front of the Smoke War is the Mountain of Selling Bodies of Limbus. Is it? Is it an aberration? It doesn't have to be, but I do like it for that fact. Fourth front of the Smoke War. It wouldn't be an aberration, right? There's no way. No, it's not. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be, but I do see the resemblance. I do. I like that his mental breakdown as you fight mood. He does, but it's not very pronounced. Oh well. Just oh well. Time Duck! Time Duck is funny. Time Duck is funny. I think there's a lot to like here. I'll put it around the same level as Monkey Tree and Fourth Front, only because of Everlasting. Everlasting is just stupid and silly and makes Tremor really good, and the interaction where it asks if it's a rabbit or a duck, and you have to decide, I think it's cute. I don't think there's a lot more to say about it. It's just nice. It's a nice Abno that doesn't have a lot of showings, but they're fun while they're here. It's nice. It's your favorite Abno? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's the Salvador Dali Abno. You're right. Just give me the ego gift, bro. Dude, it's called Tangled Bones. It's just bones. Maybe we'll get it in a fight. I could see us fighting it. It's a fine ego gift, don't get me wrong. But I just want the gift. Buried bones is not a very interesting abnormality. Sorry, not sorry. Today's expression. Honestly, literally one thing to like. It goes above Baba Yaga. And that's the design. I think the ego gift is fine. I appreciate that it's an aberration of the shy look today, and that you have to choose the expression for it. I want to see more of it. I just don't think there's a lot here. It's one step away from being just give me the ego gift, bro. Wailing Coffin. Oh, tomorrow's expression. I'm sorry. Tomorrow's expression. You're right. You're right. Pick out what I should wear tomorrow. You're right. Wailing Coffin makes me hope that there's a child in there and that it's Ryoshu themed. I think, yeah, it's fine. Oh, thank you very much, Moon, for the sub. The King Vines have an aberration called Prince of Bench, which is going to be an ego for Sinclair. I feel like the Little Prince might be the closest. That does sound really stupid and silly, though. I'm gonna say this is another just give me the ego gift, bro. Like, the Wound Claret is fun. It always made me think of an ant. It's good for bleed, but the ego gift is much more interesting than the Abno right now. I feel like it might be interesting when we get to Ryoshi's Kanto, but screw it, it's fine. What is this one?
Might change with Kanto 9.
Might change with Kanto 9, absolutely. I always want to call this one Holding the Man. Wandering Mind. It's called Wandering Mind. Okay. I mean, Wandering Mind is nice. Is this the one that gives Gray Coat? I don't think it is. I don't think it does. Oh, Phantom Pain. No, wait. Okay, it's fine. Phantom Pain is pretty good as an ego gift. Phantom Pain is nice. Okay. Just for the sake of the ego and the fact that it's got a really slapping design, I'm going to put it above KQE. I think that's nice. It's Hole in the Man too. It does look like an evolved Hole in the Man, right? It does feel like a big boss.
Phantom Pain and the Tremor one.
Yeah. So I like it a lot. Wayward Passenger. I think this belongs in Arcangela tier, man. Like, this one has become iconic with the amount of ego we get, with the way the Warp Tree's gone. With the way the Warp Train's gone. I think it's kind of a W Corp. It's the W Corp aberration. No, I'm sorry. It is the W Corp abnormality. And if we consider W Corp its own whack-ass faction, then I think it's just really cool as a result. I think that just makes it so charming. The way it looks, there's a reason I put it in my goddamn thumbnail. There's a reason I put this thing in my thumbnail for Lovetown, because it's terrifying and is absolutely what can happen when you go on a warp train. I appreciate the fight in RR2. It's one of the better late stage abnormalities because it's a damage check, but not one that punishes you too much, but not one that punishes you too much other than having to do more turns by fighting the portals. The ego it gives, there are 3 of them for some reason on the Sinners, and it all just keeps evolving into a creature that just looks so enjoyable. Plus, they almost canonized it. They practically canonized it in Murder on the Warp Express with the epilogue to it. It's a very good abnormality. No notes. Will you play? Okay, this one's fine. This one's cute. It's charming. It gives the blue Zippo. You're right. Absolutely. Yes. Will you play is funny. I really want to fight this kid. It gives Silent Girl energy, even if the doll is the most interesting part of it. I like the rock, paper, scissors aspect. I'm excited even for this thing to come to a refraction railway and for me to have to, you know, play rock, paper, scissors and lose it in order for it to work. And just think of it. Like, you could have a little slash, blunt, pierce dichotomy that's like rock, paper, and scissors, and you have to use a certain one, and I think that's really cool. I want to fight this one so much, and the gift is nice too. No, I want to fight this child. I'm not ashamed to say it. Burning Duchess. I can't even say just give me the ego gift, bro. This one is there's literally one thing to like, and it's Roja's ego, and that's the only place it appears. Doesn't have a dialogue, doesn't appear in a mirror dungeon. The ego is fine. I'm glad it's another VOV for her. Do I have buffs against children? I'm gonna find out if I have buffs against children. It has ducks. Okay, the fact that it has ducks does mean I gotta give it more. Okay, money beats ducks, but ducks beat homework, okay? I do like the ducks that appear in it. It is a reference to the Salem Witch Trials. We don't really have a design for the sucker just yet, other than like a scene, but I want to see more. If I can see more, yes, it's great. And that was it. No, this is a repeat. Are there any that I missed? Are there any abnormalities that I missed here? Because I don't think so. Is there anything you want to ask? Because we've got a bit of time. But that's it. We've done them all. We've got all of the abnormalities in one clean tier list. Nosferatu, you are correct. This one will be Nosferatu. The second one, let's say Nosferatu. Thank you. We already did Hole in the Man, yes. Nosferatu, if I had to give it a ranking, only appeared in LOR, but it's also a reference to the genesis of Blood Fiends. I think there's a lot to like. I think it's more important than Ozma. I'd like to put it in Arcangela tier. I think Nosferatu, because of its implications on the lore, means that it goes right above Wayward Passenger. This is Nosferatu now. This is Nosferatu, yeah. Clockwork Time Roly-Poly's there. Why do you want to fight the kid? Do you have a buff when fighting against children? No, because I think this kid is strong, and I think it would be an interesting fight. It's a recreational one. It's like when I tell Emmy I want to fight her in a Denny's parking lot. Wonder Lab Abnos, they're in here. Someone asked where the Roly-Poly is. It's here. It's in a lot to like. Minutes to Spare is this new world record? Yeah, I might have actually rushed a little bit needlessly. I think this is good. This is all the abnormalities. I might do the IDs and ego another time. I'm a little iffy on that because I always like to do stuff based on lore or like experience rather than just gameplay. And so many people rank IDs and ego based on, based on gameplay or viability. And I'm not as much about that life. Guys, do you want me to do that? Like, both in the chat and in YouTube comments. Do you want to see a ranking on that? Legit, tell me. I do not know. I do not know at all. Oh, wait, where's Hydra? Oh, shit, Hydra. Okay. Hydra's gonna go right next to this bitch. Hydra goes right next to, right next to the Centaur, and so does Nymph. Hydra, Nymph, and Centaur are all represented in this spot. They all are the Otis Doctor tier. They all give some kind of gift, but I'm not really interested in them because of that. Besides that, that's it. These two are included. They have now been addressed. Last calls for abnormalities. Last calls for abnormalities. That is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Ying Long, you're right. I meant to put Ying Long in here, actually. That was meant to be in here. I'm sorry. Ying Long. Ying Long goes next to Burning Duchess. Literally one thing to like, and it goes above Homework. Goes right below Duchess. All we know is that the season ego is based on it. It's a really good ego. It's a funny ego where whoever uses it dies and has to do with heaven and earth. But other than that, not much. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all of them. We're done. We're done. So let me just... I'll ying your long gladly. I hope you enjoy yourself. Here's me ying your long. Tasty. All right, let's get a bird's eye view on this. We've finally gotten all of the Abnos ranked. Very clearly, very easily. If I missed one, I am sorry. I tried to address them where all I could, but I think this is a pretty damn fair ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for taking part. Please, like and subscribe to the shit. That is a terrible way to advertise it. Froggy, cut that out. Please, like and subscribe, or if you really want to help, we're doing a big member push right now and getting more perks for members. Emotes are coming soon, and there's a Q&A that I have at the end of the video, which you're gonna hear now. Frey Cheqama shot of you are live at 11. This was peak. All right, no, that's it. All right, guys, thank you for joining in. This was a lot of fun. If you want to talk more, remember to keep an eye out for Total Drama City, which we're showing off in the YouTube posts. If you want to vote on project creators and LCB units that are going to die based on popularity, if you want to talk more about it, or just anything, there's a link to the Discord in the description. And thanks for stopping by. It was a shot from a crow's eye view. Yep. Subscribe if you're yinging. Subscribe if you also ying your long to Frey while watching them. I don't know about that one, Chief. You might have to prove that one. Take care.